Heating and Cooling. Online at designairservice.com.
If you want a first-class, top-of-the-line, high-quality interior remodeling job, you know who I'm going to suggest. Collier & Thompson. Known for their kitchen and bathroom remodels, Collier & Thompson is where you go when you want your remodeling job done right the first time. Collier & Thompson doesn't just do large remodeling jobs. They do plenty of man caves, bars, offices, pretty much anything inside your home. Check out their 10,000-square-foot showroom next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House on Manchester. Let them bring your dream remodel to reality. CollierandThompson.com.
The world's largest sports book in Las Vegas is now right at your fingertips here in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I'm a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited about launching our Circus Sports app in Illinois. It's sports betting the way it should be, with high betting limits, tight money line splits, exceptional customer service, and more. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. Start betting like a pro from anywhere in Illinois.
There's nothing more important than the look and feel of your home. So now's the time to make your home your retreat. Replace your tired old windows and doors with Marvin replacement products designed to improve comfort and efficiency. Fisher Window and Door Store, a reputable local company, will guide you through the entire replacement process. Their experts will help you make the right choice for your home, and they'll measure, design, and install your new windows and doors.
Hi, I'm Jim Fisher. Since 1941, the Fisher family has provided you with quality American-made building products, including Marvin Windows and Doors. Come visit one of our showrooms in Brentwood or East Alton, and let us help you increase the value of your home.
Bring that distinct sense of quality to every room with Marvin. Visit Fisher Window and Doors' huge newly remodeled showroom in Brentwood or Fisher Lumber in East Alton, Illinois. Quality and comfort starts at Fisher Window and Door. Online at fisherwindow.com.
This is Eric Conley, the founder of Illinois Recovery Center. At Illinois Recovery Center, our substance abuse treatment goes beyond mere recovery. It's about reclaiming lives filled with purpose, joy, and connection. Our dedicated facility is more than just a place of healing. It's a beacon of hope for individuals seeking to reintegrate into society and thrive in their work, family, and community roles. Our team is ready to help. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com.
Elevate your performance. Pure Performance is your one-stop shop for all aftermarket modifications. Known for their top quality work and outstanding customer service. It's officially Jeep and Bronco season. Pure Performance carries any accessory for your vehicle, old models to brand new. From sunshades, soft tops, trail doors, to off-road gear like bumpers and light bars, Pure Performance has you covered. Stop by the Pure Performance showroom at 3725 Harry S. Truman Boulevard in St. Charles or visit pureperformance.com. That's PURperformance.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. James, I love getting emails from listeners who support the sponsors. Got one from a client of yours who switched, and you immediately saved him $1,000, and it meant the world to him.
The area that we're really having an impact on people's finances are people with drivers under the age of 25. We are seeing material savings for these types of clients, hundreds, if not even thousands of dollars per year.
James Carlton, Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency, 314-961-4800, or go online at carltoninsurance.net.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After on KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, and Action Jackson.
707 in St. Louis. You're listening to TMA. It's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. Welcome to the Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton, Toyota. 7 o'clock hour. Get involved on the program by calling in the Collier & Thompson phone lines, 636-9004-TMA. Text into the Schaefer Door Company. Text inbox 314-881-TMA5 and email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email the day, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. Doug. And I want to begin the program with some very sad news. You may remember Carrie Grimmer, who came in to the show after doing a sound story. She had been diagnosed with terminal cancer, came in, told her story, and wanted it to be public. And her husband, and her were listeners of the show. And so we had her in on TMA, and the audience fell in love with her. This was approximately November, December of 2023, so just 9 months ago or so. And she knew what her situation was. The mother of 2 young sons, she knew that the end was, barring a miracle, near. But her manner with which she handled it was so inspiring that the audience absolutely fell in love with her, as did we. And so much so, we invited her to come to our year-end awards this past December. Did not give her the reason. She was not a local resident. She lived in Wisconsin. She drove here for the year-end awards. We gave her the J. Randolph Jr. Good Guy Award. And I've been staying in touch with her husband throughout. On Sunday, she passed away peacefully. And this came a couple of days after she dressed up with her husband and her 2 young boys and went and recorded their dance with their mom for their weddings to be played years later. And Kurt, her husband, we were DMing yesterday afternoon, and he said from that point forward her health declined and she passed away on Sunday. I cannot emphasize to you how powerful her manner with which she handled such a brutal diagnosis was. So inspiring to us on the show, and I know many of you who listened when she came on TMA. Our condolences to Kurt, to her sons, to all who loved her, to all who knew her. She was an absolute legend. An absolute legend. When she came in to do a sound story and I saw that she was around my age, I thought, what's this? This isn't common. And then I read the situation. I was prepared for this tear-jerking conversation, and instead I left uplifted because of the way she handled things. She also came in here and she played ball with us, and so that's another reason why the audience loved her. We have, Jackson, you've pulled the audio of Carrie, for those who were perhaps not familiar.
It's always like one day at a time.
So I think,
honestly,
to highlight, like hold it up for you, why people would find you inspiring, is because here you are, just telling the people listening to this show that you consider yourself lucky about 5 minutes after you told them that you have terminal cancer,
right. Well,
and have the attitude that you have.
I mean, I've always been a positive person. I think, everybody going through this, like no judgment zone on how people handle, something, as you're walking through this. But it's just, I'm like, what other, the other option is just to wallow in it. And what's good is that going to do for anybody? And not to say that I don't have hard days or that I don't, sit in that for a little bit, because I also think that's really healthy and you need to process that too. But know that, it doesn't have to be mutually exclusive. Do I need to define what that is, Iggy?
Carrie came loaded for bear, don't
I'm kidding. I say that with love. I'm just trying to lighten the situation.
Was that a cock?
This is
I see it coming.
Yeah, so she played ball also while delivering a message that, like I said, the only word I keep coming back to is inspiring, but she was kind, incredibly likable, and fought that way to the very end. So our thoughts with Kurt and her sons and all who knew and loved Carrie.
Deepest condolences to her family. I suspect that her positive attitude and the smile she kept right to the end probably extended her life a little bit. I would think if you can handle it like she did, it only has to be a positive to get a little bit more time here. with her family, and especially her boys and her husband.
For those of you who are on Facebook and the TMA fan page, I posted what Kurt sent me regarding the services for Carrie. Saturday, September 14th, 3 p.m., and there will be a live stream available. The address is on there for those of you who are not on Facebook or the TMA fan page. It is weareheartland.us/Carrie. They request no flowers or plants. I think that's something that she was passionate about, by the way, so please respect that. Kurt wrote, gifts are not necessary, but if you choose, help us honor Carrie with a donation to Inheritance of Hope. It's an organization that supports families with a parent diagnosed with a terminal illness. Kurt wrote, they have been a great support to the Grimmer family during this time. You can make checks payable to Inheritance of Hope, 1314 Chattahoochee Avenue, Northwest, Suite K2, Atlanta, Georgia, 30318. And once again, our thoughts with the Grimmer family. She was an absolute legend. I cannot emphasize that enough. Very rarely have I met somebody who was so inspiring the moment you began talking to him, and that's exactly what she was. So your tributes to Carrie are welcome as well. 314-881-TMA5, and you can call in 636-9004-TMA, Collier and Thompson phone lines, and email in for our design, air, heating, and cooling. Email the day, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. It is our Munganast St. Louis Acura, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota, 7 o'clock. Our Munganast online at stlouisacura.com and altontoyota.com. And then there's a secret number for the listeners for questions, comments that you may text or you may call, and that number is 314-252-0029, 314-252-0029, or go shopping at stlouisacura.com or altontoyota.com. Munganast, official automotive provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast, presenting sponsor of Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. Doug, you wanted to go inning by inning through last night's Cardinals and Reds game.
Yeah, if we could.
And let's just start in the top of the first.
Well, they didn't hit in the top of the first, and that would be a pattern that would repeat itself to the other 8 innings.
Nice.
Cardinals are blanked, shut out, and I am just beginning to think maybe this isn't going to be their year. Now, I would say count this team out at your own peril.
Nice.
But they are only 3.5 games out of dead last place in the weakest division in baseball.
They out-hit the Reds, so you sound like an ass.
Yeah, they got some safeties. They got a few base hits. Donovan had 3. So JC had none in his debut. But, that happens. So this is a Reds club that is asking no quarter and giving none. And they've won 3 in a row, as have the Pirates, the cellar dwellers.
So the Cardinals could find themselves giving quarter?
Giving some quarter and finishing in dead last place still.
I'm guessing they weren't scoreboard watching, so they could have saw the Mets were losing. They should have pulled
it was a golden opportunity.
Mm-hmm. To pull to within
6, I think.
Yeah, it's over.
Whoa!
It's over!
Jackson
Forget about it!
Really?
Yes, it's
We're holding
over.
rights.
18 left. Over. I think the Brewers' magic number is just down to 8. But it's kind of been a foregone conclusion that the Brewers are going to win the division 2 months ago, right?
The Cubs are looking for quarter.
But
they've mounted a Sunday charge.
Yeah. Well.
And that was a team that kind of announced we're not really going to do anything for the final couple months of the season. They're only 4 back of the Braves and Mets, who are tied for the wild card at 79 and 66. The Cardinals are at 572 and 72. 18 games left, and we are reaching the point where even if they won every single game, I don't know if it would be enough, because I would imagine one of the Mets or the Braves are going to win 12 of their remaining games.
Right. Well, with 5 teams ahead of you, you just can't make it up at this point.
So, Doug, you said it's over, and I
think it's over now.
Oh, my God.
I'm ready to say it's over. It started to become over when they got swept by the Reds. Remember that? They were a game and a half out or so.
That's right.
Wild card.
That was that caught me off guard when they went to Cincinnati. That's right.
Yeah, lost all 3. Haven't really been much of a factor since.
Just more of a, you think an important offseason this year than last year?
Yes, I would say, because this one will be organizational/structural, and I would imagine that you are going to. I would imagine they've continued to surprise me for about 5 straight off seasons, but that there will be significant announcements within, by the end of October, I guess, or by the end of the World Series, I suppose. But I think probably within 48 to 72 hours of the end of the season would be my guess.
Yeah, I agree.
I cannot imagine. I have been told that there is now an awareness that was not there before, that we kind of took things for granted, turned an ear, that we should have been listening and thinking that we had a way to figure it out. But again, as we talked a little bit about it yesterday, some of these things are out of their control. Now, I know a lot of fans don't want to hear that, but if you have a significant portion of your revenue that is in question and may be reduced, you have to alter the business plan. And it may be unpopular, but that's why I think being transparent is important. So maybe it's time for some transparency.
Yeah. And they do have a way to get rid of some expenses. They're just going to have to say goodbye to some of the veterans. Anyone who doesn't have a contract beyond this year and making a lot of money, I think they're going to have to go.
It's bad enough that they suck and Ali should be fired. On top of it, he was wearing his hat backwards at the fundraiser I went to on Monday. That's from Chairman Stephen Wildwood. Doug?
Was it? I don't like that. I don't care for that for a manager.
I think he's gone.
For
I think
a kid, maybe.
Schumacher's your next manager. I don't know what they're going to do in the front office. If Mozeliak's going to go into his business mode and step down as far as the president of baseball operations. But I do believe Schumacher's your next manager.
How about that? He calling a shot.
Well, that could happen. Could happen.
I don't think Ollie's gone.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they did very little. I think they're pretty stubborn. I think they're pretty high on themselves and what they've done in the past, and are still living on it. And I hope they make big changes, but it wouldn't surprise me if they didn't.
You've said enough to get your rights holder merit badge.
Okay.
No, you're going to get the you're going to get the badge.
Well, they have to look at it and say, granted, we gave him an extension. We probably look like idiots if we gave him an extension, then we fire him anyway. But we have a chance to get a guy we think can be a good manager. Is what makes you think Ali Marmol is going to turn into a great manager next year and lead this team? They'll fire him after next year anyway, then they lose the chance of getting him. So I think they pull the plug and they just skip the new manager.
Well, to the discussion, certainly that we had on this show yesterday, and then definitely on Balloon Party as well. Like Ali Marmol's doing everything he can to save his job and win as many games as possible and got to stay in it. So what does it say that the manager has to possibly hurt the future of the team by not getting guys up to pitch or whatever because he's scared of losing his job after getting a 2-year extension just like 6 months ago? But, I mean, that's just the nature of the game, and the Cardinals are certainly – I don't think that they planned on being in this situation once again in September.
No, because I think they overvalue what they have. Yeah. I don't think the roster is anywhere near as good as what they apparently think it is.
Nor is their rotation.
And I think the DeWitts really like Mozeliak, and I think it's going to be really hard for them to cut ties with him.
My guess is that he will move to the business side of the organization, be in an advisory role, is what they'll call it. I know people will laugh at that, but an advisory role, and someone will be replacing him for next season. That I would be shocked if there wasn't an announcement that someone is taking more of a prominent role in the front office on the baseball side. Shocked. Yeah. But I have said a number of things that I thought they were going to do in off seasons. I feel like going back to like when I gave the Plowhawk 10-1 odds and lost, that they continued to surprise me. So,
yeah. Well, when they gave Marmol an extension at the beginning of the season, that should have stunned everybody.
What a moment! What an absolute moment!
They think they've got the group together. We're just looking at it wrong.
Yeah, and I don't think that that's what that was about. And I think that kind of shows, well, what I think that was about is fans are going to be clamoring for either Molina or Pujols, which I also would think would be misguided. So we're going to, because we have a tough schedule to start the season. If you recall, they opened up with 4 in LA and 3 against San Diego, if my memory serves. And I think they had some other teams with high aspirations for the first few weeks in April. We'll cut this conversation off at the pass as opposed to, hey, we just finished in last place and our fan base is rather irritated. How can we win them over? I get it. We'll extend the manager who just managed the team to last place. Still, I don't know. That's an all-timer for me. That is an absolute all-timer for me, that moment. Your thoughts are welcome. Schaefer Door Company. Text inbox 314-881-TMA5. 314-881-TMA5. Hey, Tim, real talk. I can't keep quiet. The Grimmer family and their story has profoundly impacted my life and perspective. I'm so effing grateful for them. Seriously praying for them today. So effing hard and screaming thank you to them from the top of the mountain. That's from the recovering alcoholic, Doug. How about that?
Nice.
Kind of changed his delivery up there. The ballpark was so empty last night that Klebs heard a boat on the river for the first time in the 20 years New Bush has been open. They actually addressed it on the air. That's pretty telling of how poor attendance is and has been trending. You could hear a boat on the river?
I
Some
heard
Scott
him say
Sprinkle
something about that.
Like a barge?
One of them said, is that a train or what are we hearing? I can't believe you hear a boat.
Chairman Steve posted a picture of the game during the game yesterday, and it was, you could have counted by hand how many people were at the game.
Mm-hmm.
The whole sections, like good premium sections, empty.
Yeah.
I think that was the Becky Thatcher.
Could have been.
I don't think it's
Should've
still
been.
there.
It still goes up and down, though.
I think if you were a paddle wheeler and you blew your air horn or whatever it is they have, maybe you could hear that at Busch Stadium. I worked across the street from the river for 34 years. I never heard a boat going up and down the river.
You maybe
never
were
heard a
paying
single
attention.
boat.
If I had a speedboat, could I take it down the Mississippi? Is that legal?
Sure. Who's going to tell you no? Just avoid the refrigerators and the logs and the dead bodies floating down there.
I've never seen a speedboat flying down the Mississippi. I didn't know if that was
No, I haven't either. I'm sure you can, yeah.
Should we do that?
They have Mississippi cruises.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but those are like big boats.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's unsafe.
Well, I would think it would be kind of unsafe to do it, but you could do it.
I wouldn't do any skiing in there, but...
Are you interested in doing that?
No, yeah.
How about a kayak? Would you kayak down the Mississippi?
No, thank you. No. You'd smell it too much.
Oh, well. Yeah.
Much undercurrent there. A lot of undercurrent in the Mississippi.
Yeah.
You think you just go out there and swim and hit one of those undercurrents and see you later.
Who thinks they could just go out there and swim?
Well, a lot of kids think they just go swim in the river.
In the Mississippi?
Yeah.
A lot of kids that we haven't heard from lately, probably.
Yeah, you get one of those undercurrents, you're not coming up. All those barges come down, there's a suction.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone swimming in the Mississippi River.
There's little parts of it that have shallow water where the kids will flop around.
Really?
We got some breaking news here. Not sent in by Mr. Siders, but about Mr. Siders. Mr. Siders, of course, critical of Jackson's 7-iron distance and also shared a story of lesbianism yesterday, Doug, that had you worked up. Mr. Siders alert, I golfed with Siders last night at Bear Creek, and he aced number 16, 146 yards. I can also confirm his lesbian story, so hot. That's from Boner McShoe, who has sent this in multiple times this morning.
How could he possibly confirm it?
It's a great question. That's the right follow-up question. You haven't lost your journalistic instincts, even though you've limited your exposure by choosing to leave KMOV, which I know you regret.
Yeah.
Could that possibly be Siders with a burner account?
Wow.
He could confirm that the guy told him the story again.
What about the ace? The guy got a hole-in-one. Congratulations, Mr. Siders.
We don't know that.
Okay.
I mean,
we're doubting
Congratulations.
Do you guys not recall the artist's rendering of the new football stadium? People water ski on the river all the time. That's from Doug's prison wallet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Beautiful blue waters.
Blue water, yeah.
Palm trees.
That's it.
Looks just like the real thing.
That's probably right after I said to paint the buildings and put fake palm trees down there. And, I mean, if you can do it in the Lake Michigan, you can make that water green during the St. Patrick's Day. Couldn't you make the Mississippi River blue?
They make Lake Michigan green?
Don't they throw something in Lake
That's the
Michigan?
Chicago River.
I thought it was Lake Michigan.
No. Lake Michigan would be a little large.
It is a large body
to
of
throw
water.
green dye in there.
Boy, Mr. Siders
Lake to be green.
was ready for us to read that text the moment I did. I mean, the moment I did, he sent in his image, and now multiple times. Doug, he hit
holding up the golf ball.
140 yards, he says. Now, Boner McShue said it was 146. You were there. Was it 146 or 140?
I wasn't there.
He says he hit a 46-degree wedge. 46-degree wedge.
Isn't that just a 9-iron?
Probably 8 or 9 iron.
Isn't it amazing that Boner sends it in, and then right after that he sends it in like weight.
So you think we got a burner situation here? You think Boner's a burner?
Yeah, they sent it in.
Boner's a burner.
There it is. All right, I sent it. I'm going to send this right behind it. How do you send it right behind it? How do you know he's going to post that right then?
Yeah.
Total package says I can confirm he had to hit 4 iron for that 147 yards.
Okay. Well, why would you send it to us anyway? If you want to post that on your Instagram account or Facebook, that's okay. But send it to a radio station like we're supposed to stop the important issues that we're discussing to talk about this alleged hole-in-one?
I'll say congrats. The ace is awesome.
Well, we're not impressed.
Okay.
I think everybody on this dais has a hole-in-one, don't they?
I don't.
I want the lesbianism story.
No, I don't have a hole-in-one. Mm-mm. Sure don't. Nope.
Well, they're mostly luck anyway, so.
Well, sure they are. Skill to get close, luck to go in.
I agree with that part. Big time.
Yeah.
There are some guys who are a billion times better than me who don't have holes in one, actually, much less. Yeah, so. But hey, tip of the cap to Mr. Siders. I'm still more impressed by the lesbianism, though. That's kind of where I am.
No. But I don't know that we can be sure of the story.
On the hole-in-one? Boner's a burner?
With a lesbian story.
No!
And I say that because my journalistic chops are still in order.
Boner verified it.
Did you just hear the vocal range on Tim right
Yeah,
there?
I can get up there.
Yeah, he's like
I can
Steven
really,
Tyler.
I can really see. Yeah, maybe I'll replace him since he's not.
You do a lot of falsetto singing?
I'll sing, you know.
Okay.
I think my wife is serious when she says I have a beautiful voice, but part of me deep down thinks she's mocking me.
Oh, could be.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Sometimes you're the last to know.
I like that. That's the story of all cocks.
Mm-hmm.
Get involved on the program. 314-881-TMA5. Many are doing so this morning, and you can call in 636-9004-TMA. Doug, tell us about Schaefer Door Company, the sponsor of those text inboxes.
Well, they want to fix your garage door if you ever have a problem. And if you have a garage door and you don't live in a carport region, if you have a garage door, even a huge garage door, these are the people that can get you taken care of if you have a problem. If you run a business or a warehouse with those big giant doors, Schaefer Door is experienced in those types of jobs as well. Of course, mostly they handle residential garage doors like they did with mine. I had a problem, called them, thought I was going to need a whole new door because the door is about 25 years old. They said, no, you don't. That's what the guy said to me. He said, no, you don't. So what are you talking about? He said, you don't need a new door. I just need to fix it with a couple of struts. And that's what he did. He put in a couple of struts, and he fixed it. They service all kinds of garage doors for service and new installs if you need one with LiftMaster. LiftMaster garage door openers are strong, quiet, and versatile. It's what you'd want on your garage door. Here's how we're going to spell Schaefer today. S-C-H-A-E-F-E-R. Their website is schaeferdoor.com. It's best to call or text. I'll write down the number. I'll give you the number. You write it down. How about that? 636-782-3608. You weren't writing. 636-782-3608. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a job, want to work for a great company, Schaefer Door Company might be a perfect fit for you. The number again, 636-782-3608. schaeferdoor.com. Schaefer Door is a LiftMaster partner.
Thank you to Schaefer Door for their sponsorship of the text inbox here on TMA. Design Air is the sponsor of our email of the day, online at designairservice.com. Kevin Miller. Look at this, Doug. Kevin Miller is your leader. He has 3 wins, Frisco Peppers, Buck Swope, and JV Golf Coach with a win apiece so far in the month of September. The winner today wins a pair of tickets to Blues and Brews, Friday evening, September 20th at the Anheuser-Busch Brewery. An outdoor street party featuring live music from country music star Matt Stell and St. Louis's own Charles Glenn Group. Any issues with your HVAC system? Work with Seth Goldcamp, Design Air Heating and Cooling, online at designairservice.com. Doug's a client, Iggy's a client. Why don't you become a client as well? Seth will take great care of you. His staff will take great care of you. Any issues you may have, they will be out there very quickly. The best way to get in touch with them is go to designairservice.com. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling, official HVAC provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. Get involved on the program, 636-9004-TMA, Callier and Thompson phone lines, text in Schaefer Door Company, text inbox 314-881-TMA5. Mr. Siders is defending the allegations that Boner is a burner. He says, guys, Boner is my neighbor, and he's a super hot and horny dad, so feel free to hit him up for some sweet-ass play, Doug.
Oh, gosh.
Andy in St. Peter's says, how big of a sad do you have to be to send in the same text multiple times and be waiting for your, quote, friends text to be read to send in your own? That's from Andy in St. Peter's. Sounds like he also believes Boner's a burner.
Right. I think Boner's a burner.
Enough of this hole-in-one talk. Please tell Jackson to respond to my text. It's time-sensitive. Thanks, Tim, our fearless leader. That's from Sweet Sweet Kai. Are you ignoring Sweet Sweet Kai?
No, I just responded to his text.
What do you say?
Yeah, what's going on?
He just got back in town, so he's
Sweet Sweet Kai's here?
Uh-huh. He said he's going to bring me some coffee.
Today?
Yeah.
In the studio?
He'll drop it off, yeah.
So he wants to make an appearance on the show. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know about Boner being a burner, but I can pick up this all day long.
He doesn't have to.
But that's what it is. I mean, let's be honest.
Probably, but...
All right.
I was just going to take the coffee.
Orson with Wacko will be loaded for bear.
I was just going to have him drop it off and then hightail it out of here. We got things to talk about.
What kind of friend just drops by a cup of coffee to somebody else?
Usually a gentleman caller, wouldn't you say?
Yes, it's he's courting
He
you.
lives like 2 minutes from here.
I'll have a venti blonde.
There you go. We're placing orders.
We have coffee right across the hallway.
I want to see my boy. I haven't seen him in like 6 months.
So you're going to see him during the show?
Yeah.
He's going to drop
I
it
should
off.
have my friends come by, too.
He was just going to
Been
drop
doing
it
this
off.
for 20 years. I haven't had a friend come by.
He was just going to drop it off at the break.
What in the world?
He texted me, do you want some coffee? I said, sure.
Gosh.
Why do you care, Doug?
Yeah, I'm
Put that off.
Kind of odd.
You think that there might be something going on.
I think so,
He said,
yeah.
no, I'm dropping at the desk and I'm leaving. It's a place to be.
Okay. My word.
Because I call that his hand. I mean, yeah, at that point, I'd just, I'd muck him, Doug. That's what you call. You muck him. You throw him into the muck. Muck him.
Yeah, in the mire.
I've asked for coffee in the show, and people have brought it in.
It's kind of weird.
Why is it weird? The coffee machine's broken. I need a cup of coffee. The listener's right down the street. Drops it off.
Well, most
nice people.
Most people just get their own coffee.
I just said the machine was broken.
There's probably another one in the building.
No, there's not.
I bet there is.
Why don't you show me where it's at?
Okay, we'll look for
Put that off also. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our pleasure to welcome to the program the husband of Carrie Grimmer, our J. Randolph Jr. recipient, J. Randolph Jr. Award recipient in December at the year-end awards, Kurt Grimmer. Kurt, good morning. Our condolences, fine sir. Thank you so much for calling in.
I really appreciate it. I just hope after the end of the call, I don't have listeners hoping that I choke on cheese curds.
Isn't that a shame? Yeah, Doug. I mean, isn't that a shame? The gentleman calls in. His wife passes away just 3 days ago, and you have to be worried that the audience is going to tell you to choke on cheese curds.
Hey, I've seen this story before. I know how it plays out.
Yeah. Once you've seen the text inbox, you can never forget it, and you've actually seen it live and in person. Kurt, we all were in awe of Carrie, and that is why she received the award. So many people were moved by her who didn't know her. You, of course, were there throughout this entire process and lived with someone who was so inspiring to so many. What can you tell us about Carrie from your perspective and what you and your family battled through?
Wow, it was an amazing journey, and I was listening this morning when Doug said, it probably added to her life that she was so positive.
Yeah.
And, I was the epitome about kicking your coverage. I mean, the woman was a true gem in all aspects, and I think I added something to her life and kind of helped see a different side and lighten her up a little bit, and really enjoy life. And I know I was thinking about what I was going to say, but we've driven up from Wisconsin or up from Texas and Wisconsin, and we had TMA on all the time, and just seeing her face after some of the conversations you guys had, it really brought her joy to listen to you guys and hearing some of that. Even the recovering alcoholic, some of his texts and some of the things that he would call in and say. And, he gifted us an amazing gift when he heard the story last year, and just a totally different guy. And she couldn't believe it was actually the same person. So, just grateful for everything you guys have done. But going through this and her journey, and you talk about the positivity, and that's truly what she was. She was an amazing individual. I miss her so much already. And just the outpouring of people from, years ago that I haven't talked to, reaching out and telling their stories, and the people that have come by over the last, month or so, and we kind of knew that it was getting near, and just being able to be in that and hear those stories from those people, it really showed how much she meant to everyone, and just the positive impact. And so you didn't need to be with her very long to know how positive of a person she really was.
Yeah. Boy, isn't that the truth? Yeah, Doug, you're exactly right on that. That positivity, as you heard Kurt say, that probably did extend her life. And also, I think probably eye-opening for Doug to hear that the recovering alcoholic probably shouldn't be suspended because Carrie enjoyed his texts.
He'll be suspended. He's still suspended.
I mean, it was hilarious, and I know she came on the show, and there was a reference to Sibian, and after the show she goes, I should have known what that was, but can you tell me what that was one more time? So there was a lot of awkward conversations that we had after listening to your show, but some really great ones. But like I said, it made her laugh a little bit, and just the belly laugh that she had it brought joy to me.
How are the kids doing?
They're doing good. We had some rough days, just because, as we're going through this process, we had multiple timelines. The first diagnosis was, 2 to 5 years, and we're approaching 3. So we kind of knew. And then, with metastatic breast cancer, it just moves through your body. And so we had to tell him about a month ago that it was probably going to be 3 to 6 months, and unfortunately, that round of chemo did not work. So then we had to tell him, hey, it's not 3 to 6 months; it's probably closer, to a couple weeks. And so there were some tough ones, but when she passed, we brought the kids down there, and it was almost a sense of relief for all of us, because they didn't they knew that those last few days, and I'm glad it was just a few days, that wasn't Mom, right? She wasn't really responsive, and they didn't want to see her that way. But as you mentioned earlier, they got to do their wedding dance with her last week, and she summoned up everything she could to get out there and do that, because she knows how special that meant, or what that meant to them. Maybe not now, but in 20 years when they have a wife and get married, they're going to be able to show off their mom and what she was to their future wife. So they're doing okay. I think as we go on, it's not getting easier. It's going to get harder as we start to say, Christmas and Halloween and stuff, and Mom's not there. And she made all those days really, really special for them. So it's going to get harder, but they're doing well, and I think just a sense of relief that Mom's in a better place now.
How did you ever get through those wedding dances without just falling apart completely?
Doug, I didn't. I tried to speak there, and I couldn't do it. But she was so strong, and she was able to just nail it, and they nailed it. The church we go to up here has been absolutely amazing. She actually worked there for a little bit, but they documented everything. They had a professional photographer out there. They professionally shot the video. The wedding venue that we did it at donated their entire time and space for us to be able to do this. But it was amazing. And then we've had some amazing people reach out to us, some artists. One of our favorite artists is Ben Rector, and he did both of the wedding songs that they danced to.
Oh, wow.
He had called and left a nice note to Carrie. Andy Grammer had reached out and sent a nice note to Carrie as well, and he dealt with the same thing with his mom. So, just like I said earlier, the outpouring of support has been awesome. Which, back to your question, it's making all of us just feel the love rather than feel the pain of what we're going through right now.
Well, Kurt, her story, the way she handled it, inspired so many people. The reaction this morning is overwhelming, and I'm sure you're experiencing that this morning. And that speaks to the legacy that she left. It was the way that she handled it. I'm still in awe of that conversation the first time that I met you and Carrie, because I was prepared for it to be, and hey, that's fine. That's the gig, for it to be very sad. And instead, it was the manner with which she handled it that was so inspiring. I don't know how she did it. It was superhuman.
She was able just to convey feelings, emotions, and be able to say, hey, yeah, this sucks. This absolutely sucks. But even in the video clip you played earlier, you have two ways to look at it. You could exude some positivity and live with that and really live every day to its fullest, or you could sit there and wallow in it. And what good is that going to do? Over these last 2 years, we've been able to go to New York and skate under Rockefeller Plaza. We've been able to go to Hawaii and be on the beach there. We've been able to go to the Asheville, North Carolina. We were just actually in Montana for a work trip that was to the nines in Blue Sky, Montana, and got to go see a live rodeo and just got to experience some amazing things over the last 2.5 years. And, we should all take a note from that and, hey, live life, like you couldn't be here tomorrow. And we did that. Our bank account's still intact. So I don't need to be talking to Mark Milton or some of those sponsors just quite yet, but I will definitely need to take advantage of that sometime. But we just put money aside and said, hey, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do it right, and we're gonna create some great memories over these last 2 years. So it was a great experience to go through. Crappy ending, but a great experience to go through and to have some amazing memories at the end.
Well, the audience is incredibly supportive, impressed with the way you're able to talk about Carrie, call in, and have the perspective that you have as well. So her power and courage is certainly throughout the family. We express our condolences, brother. Thank you so much for calling in, and we truly will never forget her. That's absolutely the truth.
Yeah, and just want to say thank you to all the audience. I have several friends that listen out there, and just thank you to everyone that came out for the award. And she had told several stories from that night, and just thank you for all the support. It's been a true blessing to hear some of those stories and have your audience be out there like that. So I appreciate it.
Absolutely, Kurt. God bless, brother.
All right, I'll go choke on some cheese curds.
Oh no! Don't do that.
Who doesn't need to call in and say that? I'll go get hit by some golf balls at Whistling Straits or something like that and get knocked out. So I'll do something like that. So I'll find a good Wisconsin way to end this call.
Thank you, Kurt.
Thanks, Kurt.
Appreciate it, man. That's
all right,
Kurt
man.
Grimmer.
Thank
Tribute to his wife, Carrie Grimmer. I can't recommend enough, whether it be the Sound Story, which is public, or her segment with us on TMA. You can type in her name, Carrie Grimmer, Sound Story, or Carrie Grimmer, TMA, and you can see the entire interview. And like I said, I mean, I was doing the math. I guess we've done, I can't recall what I wrote about this. I posted this on the fan page. I can't remember what the math is, how many segments we've done. 15,000 segments, I guess, since the start of the show. And that's assuming we do 3 per day, so probably a little bit more than that. And that's one I'll always remember. I'll always remember the way she handled that. And how important that was, not just to extending her life, as you brought up, Doug, and as Kurt thought as well, but to her sons. These are two young boys, I think 8, 9 years old, in that range, and she was so inspiring all the way until the very end.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how old you are. Once cancer gets its hooks into you, it really doesn't matter. If there's any lesson, it's just to get the checkups. Yeah. Women get the mammograms, get the colonoscopies, do whatever you can, because a lot of times these cancers, you don't even feel it. You don't even know there's anything wrong until you go to the doctor. Don't be afraid of the doctor. Not that she was. And you can get your checkups and still get it, of course.
Yeah, but that was the reason why she wanted the story to be public, because there were some issues along the way with not finding, and she was adamant to get back in there, and then she wanted the audience to say just that, or hear just that, to make sure you go to the doctor. But secondarily, if you're not given an answer that satisfies the way you're feeling and you think something is wrong, continue to pursue the information. She had a situation with her mom and then, of course, with herself, and that was why she wanted it to be public. And you could hear in Kurt, so many people are saying, I can't believe, it's so inspiring to hear the way he's talking about his wife. So that is the theme today here on the program. Recovering alcoholic says, real-life hero on the phone line. Total package caller of the month. Jenny Talia, what an incredibly strong family. God bless them. Lipstick Lass. He really connected with her story, having kids the same age. It's heartwarming to hear Mr. Grimmer talk about his wife, and it gives amazing perspective for being a mom to my kids. Stephen Wildwood, my wife was diagnosed with cancer at about the same age and is about 20 years cancer-free. I thought I was going to lose her, and I feel for him and what he's going through. That said, run your snowmobile into a tree, you dolt. Doug, so right there.
Gosh, I was waiting for the cheese curd. We got the snowmobile accident.
Right there. Right there. Isn't that unfortunate? That's our listener of the year, too. That's our representative.
Yeah, he's the chairman.
What would possess a man to say that?
He's the chairman. I don't know.
Chairman status can go to one's head.
I guess. Power hungry.
Amen.
Oh, brother.
God bless. God bless the Grimmer family. Your tributes are also welcome. 636-9004-TMA. You're also welcome to text them in at 314-881-TMA5 as we celebrate the life and the legacy of Carrie Grimmer, our 2023 J. Randolph Jr. At the time, we called it the Good Guy Award that we gave her at the year-end awards this past December. Doug, the only way to lift our spirits is a Don LaGreca audio clip.
Like to hear it, yeah.
And he is not happy with the media in this town. Oh. The New York media, always known for being soft. Mm-hmm. They're soft everywhere. Yeah. Here's Don LaGreca.
Okay. I think important is to hear the clip that they're talking about because
set it up, Jackson. You set it up, El Capitan.
He was upset with the way a reporter asked a question to Dexter Lawrence after the Giants got smoked.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So this was the clip that they are going to refer to in the Don LaGreca clip.
Okay, hit the lever, please, Pale.
You're on defense, not offense, but there was some fans did not seem very happy at a lot of points in this game. Could you hear that on the sideline?
Could I hear the fans?
Yeah, they
however many fans there are.
Yeah, booing at home. Yeah, booing your team.
Could I hear them?
Yeah.
Can you get another question, please?
What do you make of that? What do you make of the boys?
I don't respect it, honestly. I get it. They want to see their team win. It's just a rough patch. It just is what it is.
All right. There's the context. Okay. Here's Don LaGreca.
Was that this year?
This was Sunday.
This past Sunday.
Had a rough patch. They've only played one game.
Well, here's the Don LaGreca clip.
Let's get to LaGreca.
I gotta tell you, I still don't like what he said in the ear patch, but the stuff that went viral was the last part. I would like to know who asked the question. Come on, really? It's a football game. A lot of bad things happened. A lot of things that you can ask X's and O's. How if the fans? Come on, if you got nothing, don't ask a question. That to me felt like, I got to ask a question. I'm here. I have to ask a question so I can tell everybody that I had a chance to talk to Dexter Lawrence after the game. I can tell my grandchildren, I talked to Dexter Lawrence after the game. But unfortunately, I'm not good at what I do, so I had to ask a question. So what I did is I thought back in my my mind, and I said, I'll ask about the fans booing. That's a good question, isn't it? No, it's a stupid question. All right? What do you expect the guy to say? Oh, I loved it. I rubbed it on myself. I swear to God, I'm not going to say it. You can't ask a question about football? I'll defend the media to the hilt, but come on, it's a tired question, Michael, and it's a gotcha question because you know it's probably going to be an uncomfortable answer that'll go viral, and you get the flex your muscles that I asked the question.
So then he did his job.
Well, if that's the job, then you know what? Everybody's right about the media. We're a bunch of pigs.
You think it's unfair? That crowd was booing 3 plays into the game, Don.
It's a lazy
You think it's unfair question to ask about the boo? You're wrong. They were booing 3 plays into the game.
All right, you can disagree. You're wrong. All right, don't talk to me like that, Michael, okay?
Listen, I disagree with you. Let me articulate it better. I disagree with your premise.
But don't say
the guy 3 plays in, they were booing, and you're not supposed to ask about it?
I'm entitled to my opinion, okay? I'm a little tired of being told you're wrong.
All right, your opinion is wrong.
Well, that'll do it for ENN.
That if you had just said, "Here's 2 guys arguing," where are they from? I would have said New York. That's how they talk to each other in New York.
I believe, and maybe I'm wrong, Don LaGreca is a performative host. Do you think? I think this is like he's the one who I've got hair and the podcast downloads.
I think the stuff he was talking about with Dexter Lawrence was performative, but then once Michael K was like, no, I kind of agreed with the reporter. He was like, no, you're wrong. Like he didn't like that Michael K said.
Because he's such a big deal. How dare you call me out on that?
You could tell he's a little hot under the collar, and Michael K didn't agree with him.
He's really getting old. To have all of these media people just start doing the same thing day after day, yelling at each other, screaming, getting mad about a question, raising their... It's just... My God, they're all going from the Skip Bayless, Mad Dog Russo playbook and just continue.
I thought he was listening to him, I thought he must be a young guy trying to, make his name known, but he's not. He looks like he's mid-50s, 60 years old or something.
He's probably 60 years old, Don LaGreca.
Yeah, and hair that people would dye.
He does have wonderful hair, though.
Yeah, you can't deny that.
No,
he does have really.
I'll give him that.
How about this from Mark Hanna? Shout out to Schaefer Door, my old garage door here in Warson Woods. Oh, he's Warson Woods.
Gosh.
Gave out last night. I contacted Jason Gosrow this morning, and he had a guy here in a half hour. They're the best. How about that, Doug?
That's how it works.
Half hour. Schaefer Door Company sponsor the text inbox, SCHAEFER door.com. Thank you to Mark Hanna from Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Another person from Warson Woods. This signal must be just piped into Warson Woods.
Huge city, Warson Woods.
Now, Warson Woods Wacko says, sweet Kai is in town because Barnes Hospital is the only male anal rejuvenation surgery center in the world. His soon-to-be wifey wants things tightened up before she says, I do. Wow. Damn. That's the reason he's in town?
They have to put a stitch in there or something like an episiotomy? That's what they're doing to his hindquarters? Will he talk about that?
Play with your butt flaps.
When he comes in here and delivers you your coffee, will he speak about that?
He says he's dropping it off.
He will not come in studio. He doesn't want any part of it.
Okay. He probably hasn't won the Lions, Dad.
What do you have to have done to have anal rejuvenation? What's happening back there?
Too much. Too much is happening.
I guess.
Doug, Mizzou football has tweeted out, it's the Gold Rush game on Saturday against Boston College. Jackson, we will find out what suits of clothes they'll be wearing for the 11:45 kick. What are you anticipating, and should Doug be concerned?
Yeah, because I believe we're going to be going with it's going to be a black helmet, oval tiger.
Yeah, should be the black helmet.
It's going to be a gold jersey. It's going to be black pant, black sock, black shoe.
There you go, Doug. How do you feel about that?
I'm not thrilled with it.
You'll be able to tell the difference, though, between Boston College. They have different colors.
Maybe. They wear gold also.
But they wear like actual gold, not yellow.
Is that maroon that they wear? I would call it maroon.
Yeah, it's a scarlet maybe, scarlet and gold. But they'll be in gold helmet, white jersey, gold pants. Mizzou will be, I think, black helmet.
If it was a Gold Rush, wouldn't it be all gold?
Nah, they've done Gold Rush games before, and sometimes they even wear the gold jerseys. So.
They want the fans to wear gold?
Yes. That's when they say Gold Rush, they want fans to wear
gold.
How
much gold do you have in your closet?
Like last week was white out, and it was legit. It was
like Happy Valley.
I mean, not to that level, but they give away T-shirts.
Well,
for that.
everybody's got a white sweatshirt, white
Sure,
shirt.
but they're like wearing like white Mizzou gear. I was like, people are coming out. People love this team. So
No, they do.
They'll be yellow helmet, yellow jersey, yellow pant. They'll look like urine streams. That's from the Veiled Prophet.
They will not wear that. They won't go all gold. I don't think, at least.
They did that against Notre Dame in 1984, almost 40 years to the day. I was in the building for
How'd that work
victory.
out for him?
Missed like a 30-yard field goal to beat the Fighting Irish, and Jerry Faust, who went on to become a legend at Notre Dame.
Good high school coach. A little bit overmatched at the college level.
Jimmy Johnson at Miami beat him I don't know, it was 60-0 in his final game. Just absolutely.
Has anyone ever gone from high school to a major college?
Gus Malzahn.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Deion Sanders. He was coaching high school.
Before going to, where'd he go?
But he went
Jackson
to State.
He was at Jackson State before.
Yeah, major college, I guess, yeah.
Oh, it's not like it couldn't be done.
Sure.
You can do it. Same sport.
Yeah.
Coaching is coaching.
It's about recruiting, really.
Yeah.
Bringing you coffee. Jesus. Jackson and these snowflake friends. It's worse than Gangster Pete and his nickname Dildo friends. That's from Chairman Steve in Wildwood, and he's bringing it today.
Whatever.
Yeah.
This is from the recovering alcoholic who's been very supportive throughout the program this morning, so I guess he's turned over a new leaf. Just remember that when Kai is at Hubbard, it will be like I am there too, because Kai has about 8 ounces of my DNA swimming inside of his colon as we speak. Doug, I mean...
Recovering alcoholic? All right, he's been suspended again. Recovering alcoholic has been suspended again. We'll do it again. 2 days' time. His name is going into the Illinois Recovery Center suspension logio, which he owns, by the way, so he should know better.
Yeah.
On 9/11, 2 days' time, recovering alcoholic, Belleville.
Yellow helmet, yellow jersey, black pant. That's from the total package.
I could see that.
Bring back the bumblebees. That's from Doug's prison wallet.
This is about as close.
Absolute worst.
This is about as close to the bumblebees you can get.
Well, they were gray there for a while. But
The anthracite suit?
Anthracite.
The worst was the
Ridiculous.
anthracite shoulders. Those were really, like the Matty Mock era. Those were really
Who's
bad.
responsible for that nonsense?
Our friends in Beaverton. Nike.
Yeah, Beaverton friends.
But there's nobody at Mizzou that can say no thank you. Send us something else.
They help with the design. I like the uniforms right now. I think they're great, personally.
Stanford Steve liked the white this past weekend.
Yeah.
Stanford Steve, I'm a Stanford Steve guy.
Black jersey, white pants looks really good. I think it looks really good.
Maybe if they'd worn a helmet that we recognize, it would have been better.
They'll bring out the black helmet, black jersey, white
And keep
pants
it.
this year. They'll bring. I bet they wear that for. They'll go block M against Oklahoma. They like wearing.
I think that's a good call.
Yeah, they like going.
And they wear the
classic
white
ones.
helmets so all the people can run out and buy their own white helmet?
No.
I don't think so.
Doug, but Mizzou is far from the only team that has a wide selection of helmets.
Yeah, but I don't like it.
Okay.
The number is now up to 17
Ooh, boy,
for Missouri Boston College.
creeping up.
17, Doug.
Norfleet's still questionable. That's a major thing because the drop off you have from Norfleet to Tyler Stevens is material. He's good for a hold and a drop pass about every game.
Here's what Bill O'Brien, keep in mind, going up against a legitimate coach on Saturday, Bill O'Brien had to say, Doug, do you call it Chestnut Hill, where Boston College is?
I never really say that.
Offensively, very, very good offensive line, very athletic, tough. Quarterback, Brady Cook, very, very good player, can throw and run. 2 really good running backs, and very, very good at wide receiver. I'd say at least 3 or 4 of their wide receivers will play in the NFL. So we got a big challenge ahead of us. Big challenge. Defensively, look, they're an aggressive defense. They can run. They swarm to the ball. Their DBs are very, very, physical. Good cover players. Play a lot of man coverage. So, we got to be ready.
There it is.
Okay.
He knows what's coming.
Yeah.
Eli Drinkwitz talked about the debacle that was Missouri-Boston College 3 years ago. Yeah, here is his
No,
observation.
I'd like to hear it. All right.
No, I haven't really thought about it. I mean, I appreciate the try to definitely stay in the moment and understand that it's a special thing to be at Faroe Field in a sold-out crowd, and have actually acknowledged that to a couple of coaches who've been with us the whole time that are on the sideline, whether you're talking about Coach Looper or Coach Smith or Coach Link. I've went up to them before the game and said, man, we've come a long way since we first got here. But, I mean, at the end of the day, Boston College is a really good football team. They were a really good football team in 2021. And so it'll be a really difficult matchup for us. It'll be a really good football game. Yeah.
He kind of tailed off there at the end.
The Ali Marmol special.
But you have to give him his due. He has built the program into something that's pretty special.
Sold out, 7 straight sellouts.
Yeah, I mean, total light year change from just the last time they played Boston College, both in personnel-wise and just overall. I remember that game they played against Boston College on the road. I was playing golf. I was playing 9 holes of golf that day.
Well, sounds like you were at the log then if it was only 9 holes.
Yeah, the executive 9. Just playing the log instead of watching the Tigers. And now I wouldn't even think of doing anything during a Mizzou game except watching Mizzou.
I told Anna Marie, I said, if we're not going, I said, I don't give a damn what's going on. You can be watching, the boys can be watching with me, but either way, I'm watching and I don't want to be disturbed, woman. That's what I said. I said, I don't want to be disturbed,
She
woman.
should be ironing during a game anyway.
I didn't want to say that.
That gives her like 3 or 4 hours to get caught up on the ironing.
But I kind of agree with you, back of my mind.
It was amazing, though, prior to the 62-yard game-winning field goal, I mean, people wanted his job.
That was the moment.
Yeah, it was because if
you look back at the Middle Tennessee State game, Gabe and plenty of other people too were writing about this might be it because it looked like the team wasn't very good. And to his credit, I still think that was a meta play, high risk meta play as it turned out, and by that I mean they sat on some plays. Because the big topic of conversation following that game against Middle Tennessee State last year, in which they barely won, was they can't throw the ball downfield. And I think it was maybe their first offensive sequence against Kansas State. Bomb down the field.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And I think, from last game, I think they're not sitting on it like they did against Middle Tennessee State last year, but I don't think that they've rolled out everything that they have, even route-wise. Like Marquise Johnson, Speedy Keese.
I'm a big Speedy guy.
Speedy Keese. Hasn't been involved in a major way with the first unit at all. And I think that's certainly to come. But seeing Theo Weiss's efficiency last week, Luther has played 2 total quarters. I think there's a lot more to come offensively. And the concerns about Brady's passing, I think he'll figure it out. But I'm also a very optimistic Missouri Tiger fan.
Brady Cook's got a lot to do with Drinkwitz's resurgence in the minds of Missouri fans.
The shoulders.
And he was also, keep in mind, I thought that the thing about him getting booed before the game last year was overplayed, the K-State game, but whatever, it doesn't matter. You got to do whatever you got to do. But yeah, where he was this time last year, where Drinkwitz was this time last year, 2 guys who were in the mix to lose their jobs. And I'm telling you, that had Missouri lost that game to Kansas State, I think there is a chance that he loses his job because there is a butterfly effect of sorts there. And keep in mind, there was the delay of game before Mevis kicked that field goal. And
inexcusable.
What I was about to say, though, is you could tell that there was, from my standpoint anyway, progress with the team in the Kansas State game, so I would have been in a weird spot talking about that after what would have obviously been talked about, which is the delay of game. Now, that's a game management thing, and it is indefensible. It is inexcusable. But there was progress. And the thing is, there was progress in 2022 as well. For as high, I suppose, as many are on Missouri, including Missouri fans, there were some near misses last year that I don't feel like get as much attention. But there also were some near misses that were on the positive for Missouri in 2022. Probably the most famous one would be the Auburn Mevis, for as great as he was against K-State, missed. I don't know what it was. It was like an extra point.
It was an extra point.
And then you had Nate Pete fumble. A half a yard out, and then it was a touchback, and Auburn wins that game. You had the Kentucky goofball ruling on the punt. And I feel like there was another one in there, but they made progress in 2022. And so now I don't think that this was necessarily Missouri doing anything particularly wise or contrarian, but I think the mistake a lot of programs, I bet Tennessee fans would probably say this, that you get into is one bad game and now the guy is fighting for his job, and then you blow it up, and then you restart, and then the next thing you know, you begin to go into some kind of death spiral of a cycle where you're hiring a coach every 2 or 3 years. Again, I don't think Missouri was in a position to be one of those places. I think Tennessee probably felt like it was when they parted ways with Phil Fulmer. That was not necessarily really popular. And then they began a cycle that I don't know if they've gotten out of it. Maybe this year you're seeing them get out of it. They beat Alabama 2 years ago, and I think they felt like they were finally getting back. Point being, I think schools give in to boosters, which get caught up in either message boards or social media overreaction. And sometimes there's, you got to look at the overall process on either progress or regression. Sometimes a team could be winning and you're going, oh God, this isn't looking good. But there was progress in 2022. So there continues to be, from 2022 to 2023, there was real progress. But like I said, whereas there were some near misses in 2022, that Florida thing that would have been disastrous. And then also you had Middle Tennessee State and Kansas State last year that were certainly, could have gone either way, and think about those. But could have been going either way the previous year that didn't go their way at Auburn and against Kentucky. So I look at the bigger picture, whether or not something is moving in the right direction or regressing. And it has certainly been moving in an incredible way. I think this is going to be a test. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm expecting it to be a test on Saturday. Couldn't be more thrilled if that winds up being a blowout, because I think Boston College is a good team, and I love Boston College at plus 4,000 or plus 4,500 to win the ACC. Not because I think they're that great, but you get me 40-1 on my money in a crap conference.
Yeah, when two of the stalwarts of the ACC are in down years.
That's value to me. Your thoughts are welcome. 314-881-TMA5. It's how you can text into the Schaefer Door Company text inbox. And then you can also call in the Collier and Thompson phone line, 636-9004. TMA email in for our design, air, heating, and cooling email today, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. We mentioned the Illinois Recovery Center because we have the recovering alcoholic texting in, and a wonderful sentiment about his closeness with Sweet Kai. And you noted he does own the Illinois Recovery Center and the sponsor of the suspension logule for that matter. Illinois Recovery Center is online at IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com. The phone number is 888-472-9559. Whether you've made the life-saving choice to seek help on your own or you want to be prepared for the other end of an addiction intervention with a loved one, the chance to learn about addiction recovery is available to you at the Illinois Recovery Center in Swansea. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com. Embarking on the path of recovery is a profound journey of breaking free from the chains of addiction and actively building resilience. It's about tapping into the inherent strength within, acknowledging the battles faced, and emerging victorious over adversity. In this transformative process, individuals unleash the power of their recovery, realizing that each step taken, each challenge overcome, contributes to a stronger, more resilient self. Begin your journey, or your loved one's journey, by going to IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com. That's IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com. Hey guys, when is the Royals admiration segment start this morning? That guy on the fan page is a bot, right? That's from Big Tuft. I believe this is in reference to Doug, you and I were held accountable yesterday by a gentleman for our praise of the Kansas City Royals.
For the good season they're having?
I made the observation last week when I was sitting in a cart with Jackson that I don't know what we were accused of, or I was accused of. I can't.
The Chiefs thing,
right? And then so it's a big Kansas City sports thing. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, I want to add some context on what we were talking about. I don't think anybody was saying that, we admire the Royals for going 56-106 last year. What I was trying to say, and maybe I failed, maybe I need to look in the mirror, and maybe I praised the Royals last decade because I think they've been one of the worst teams in baseball. But what I'm attempting to say, and it was on the heels of talking about John Mozeliak being on KMOX, saying that it is imperative the teams draft and develop players well when you're in this size market, and Kansas City would be in this size market as well, because the Royals had 52.5% of their 40-man homegrown, and so that in February, and so that allowed them to go out and bring in 10 new players this year, including Michael Wacha and Seth Lugo, who I realize has kind of been a bit of a journeyman. I think he was at the Mets and Padres, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But he's fourth right now in the odds to win the Cy Young. I don't think he's going to win it. I think the Cy Young is already kind of determined over there. But point being, it wasn't. I didn't think it was a real controversial take. A gentleman did not like it and thought we were off or something like that. And I don't know. I had time yesterday, and
to reflect.
No, not on that. I had time. We were waiting for a company to come by the house. It's not what I would necessarily wanted to be doing on a beautiful day like yesterday, but whatever. It's what and I'm just like, I'll go ahead and engage. The hell. And I didn't like yell at him. I'm just saying, hey, this is what we were saying. I don't know. I don't believe the gentleman's a bot. Or what do you call it, Jackson? A Hoosier Trojan horse? And what's the other one?
Nesting body?
Nesting body.
Yeah, I don't think it was
I don't know on that.
Royals shut out the Yankees last night in New York 5-0.
Here comes Mr. Royal himself,
Lugo,
Doug Vaughn.
seven shutout innings.
You like the?
We need to pattern ourselves after the Royal organization.
And I also think I said something about because Derek Gould in his chat was talking about Paul DeYoung and how Cardinal fans talk about. I've lost track of them all, but Arozarena certainly, Tyler O'Neill's a new one, Adolis Garcia, Alcantara, Zach Gallen. Who am I leaving out? That leave the organization, Lane Thomas.
Yeah, the Lane train.
And he goes, we're not hearing about Paul DeYoung. And he goes, my theory on that is because Mason Wynn's played so well. But if Mason Wynn weren't playing well, we'd hear about it. And I think the gentleman said something along the line. It's fine. It's his opinion. God bless. Don't care. That Paul DeYoung's putting up just the same production as Paul Goldschmidt, and everybody wants Goldschmidt out. And I made the observation that the Royals are paying DeYoung, I think, $545,000. Cardinals are paying Goldschmidt $26 million. That's 13% of the Cardinal payroll. DeYoung's, I think, is 0.1%. I think that's actually the math, literally 0.1. It's something like that. It's point something. Just to, because, I don't know, to each their own, but you look at things through the lens of value. So I feel confident that the Cardinals would prefer to have higher production for the $26 million / 13% of the payroll. But, maybe, like I said, I could be wrong.
Some people like things, some people don't like others.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
If I wasn't waiting for an appointment to come by the house, I probably never see the thread. But but my observation was, wow, this is 2 days in a row, 2 weekdays in a row, where my takes on Kansas City sports are just very unpopular for a particular poster on the TMA fan page.
It feels like you're ready to move to the Raytown area. That's what it feels
like. Nothing I enjoy more than Kansas City. So, Doug, I'd like you to issue an apology for your Kansas City takes.
I could not be any sorrier. Sometimes in the course of a long career, we get drunk on power, and we think too much of ourselves. And we say things like, the Royals are having a pretty good year. And I could not be any sorrier. Could not be.
I like that. That was heartfelt.
Shut up, ravioli head.
I probably even indicated that maybe the Cardinals were having a disappointing year. And for that, I am doubly
You might need to suspend yourself.
Yeah.
Doug Vaughn,
I'm going to go ahead and do it. Doug Vaughn, you have been suspended.
You and your recovering alcoholic are right next to each other, finally.
He's really writing his own name.
Time.
Good to see TMA Redditors slipping into the fan pin. Tighten up that hole, Jackson. Neil Allen, Craig Paquette is severely disappointed in you. From Doug's prison wall.
I don't care at all. Doug just suspended him. He just wrote down Doug Vaughn.
And I'll tell you, it didn't feel very good.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
This is a major moment.
This is designed,
I don't care about the fan page.
This is designed to promote discipline. Yeah. And clearly I showed a lack of it yesterday in noting that the Royals are far better off than the Cardinals this season. I couldn't be any sorrier for what I said, for what I've done.
No, when
I've hurt my family. I've embarrassed my relatives.
When you're taking a task by the fan page, you should be embarrassed.
Sam Page.
Sam Page is not happy. Oh. Well, it'd be just like those Royals to win the World Series this year. Just to stuff it in our face. It's not enough that they got the best football team in the NFL. Now they're going to win the World Series.
I'm not necessarily a big St. Louis fan, like Cardinals fan.
Come on, Charlie.
Chuckles.
Yeah.
Stunning.
And they're the soccer capital of the world.
Whoa,
Kansas City is?
Whoa.
Why would you say that?
I think they said it, didn't they?
Kansas City claims to be the soccer capital of the world?
I think they were saying that because St. Louis said they were the soccer capital, so I think Kansas City stole that. Wasn't that the big beef?
Well, what is the soccer capital of the world, really?
Marketing?
Whoever wants to say they are.
Yeah. But if you had to pinpoint one spot, I mean, London's got an awful lot of good teams, right?
Yeah. Brazil. Spain.
Argentina.
Don't cry for me, Argentina. Eva Perón? Did you say Eva Perón or Eva Perono? And what did you think of Madonna's rendition?
She was fine.
And they love it in St. Louis.
Yeah, they do. In the Mound City. They're going wild in the Mound City.
St. Louis leads.
I still think he says Getty Lee.
You're doing it all wrong. Tim praises the Royals, then Doug takes the opposite take, and then you both yell, get with it. That's from Chairman Steve, and he's in Wildwood.
Okay.
I like people to not count on me.
Charlie's having a big show.
Oh, gosh. Well, I do think we're better than Kansas City.
Ooh.
I think we're better than Chicago.
Nice.
I think we're better than all other cities in the Midwest.
Nice.
And maybe the West Coast as well.
Are you crazy? What is wrong with you?
In fact, as I look up and down the eastern seaboard, I don't see any city that can compare with us.
In what?
Anything you want to mention.
Let me ask the plowmaster this.
There's a man disappointed with the show.
Yeah.
Larry Thornton, Doug, he's our Missouri insider, former KSTK producer.
Yes.
He says, I think Drink has done the opposite from last year. They've showcased a bunch of misdirections, snaps to running backs. It's like he wants to overload the opponent with information this year instead of hiding it because he has so many weapons. That's from Larry Thornton.
I think part of that is true. I think they've done a lot behind the line of scrimmage in that department. I think downfield, there's still a lot that they probably will be showing.
Yeah, I'll be intrigued to see how they handle, because this, assuming that this is a competitive game, which I'm assuming, but hell, Las Vegas has it at 17. I wouldn't consider that real competitive, but either way, how this looks this week when it, I think, quote, needs to,
Right. And you're not going to be sitting guys likely in the fourth quarter. And I think that's
be great if they were, man.
It would be perfect. I love that. But I think the Luther Burden effect is super real. Not just when he is on the field and you have a guy who's that effective running the ball in the slot, outside the numbers. You always have to have someone on. You have to have safety help when he's outside the numbers. If he runs the jet sweep, you have to have linebackers tracking him. When he's on the field, he's so effective. The best play Mizzou runs is in the goal line. Brady Cook fake pitches it to Luther Burden and then runs it off the edge into the end zone. It's worked every single time, and that to me is a microcosm of how effective Burden is because you can't leave him alone. And so if he's on the field for 4 quarters, it's going to be tough for any defense to keep up.
Is Norfleet and Burden healthy?
Burden and Weiss are probable, questionable on Norfleet. That was the report from Drinkwitz yesterday.
They're probably waiting to see what the uniforms are going to look like. And if they don't like the uniforms, they'll sit it out.
I like that.
I think likely Luther and Theo will be playing 50-50 on Norfleet.
Okay. It is amazing that just about a year ago we were wondering if Drinkwitz is going to be able to hang on to his job, and now we're worried about some blue blood team might come and snatch him and take him away.
You think he's going to Gainesville?
Well, if somebody like a Florida said, whatever Missouri's paying you, we'll double it and we'll pay the buyout. You want to come to Florida where all the players are? I don't know. It'd be tough.
Yeah. We've talked about this before with college coaches. There's those who like to constantly ascend, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's your life. It's whatever's best for your family and your career. And there's also people who want to build programs, who want to start something from essentially the ground up. And it kind of depends on who you are. But also you can have that mindset that you want to build a program, and then an offer comes and you can't turn it down. I'm sure Blake Baker would have loved to build a program here. The one school that he would have left for offered him a lot of money. So this is how it goes.
Now he has Brian Kelly grinding on him.
Yeah, and
that's why he left.
And the people
he might like that. And we don't want to kink shame. Thank you.
I do.
People in Baton Rouge love him.
Oh, do they really? I was about to say, after the USC, I didn't pick up bad read on my part. Jackson delivered a bluff, and I didn't pick it off.
And clearly, at least based on the small sample size of the first 2 games, Missouri replaced him in good shape. Haven't given up a point yet against weak opponents.
Yeah,
yes,
that's
but no points.
Yeah. Yeah, and they've played weak opponents before, don't get me wrong. So the key thing is that opponents rarely are getting into Missouri's territory.
Yeah.
Again, it's Murray State and what was the other thing? Buffalo?
But they're not even running blitz packages. Like the front four just getting to the quarterback.
That's the thing that because again, it's so nerdy, but line play is everything. And that is what has been... I don't know. I'd be curious what Missouri fans would say on this. But so help me, I think the most impressive game I've seen Missouri play in my life, actually, was a loss. And that was against Georgia. Because I think Georgia was the best team in the country last year. I know that goes against, and it's possible that Michigan would have beat them. I don't know. And they were right there with them at Georgia, but it was because of the line play, on both sides of the football. And I just think because Georgia lost to Alabama in the SEC championship, I don't think that they will be, the 2023 Georgia team will be held up in the esteem, understandably so, that I think they deserved. Kind of like we talk about with the 2011 Phillies. I think that was one of the best wins the Cardinals ever had, to beat that team. And Missouri was right there with them. I'm sure many Missouri fans would probably cite the Kansas game at Arrowhead. I just don't think that Kansas team was that great. That's not a Kansas thing. I think they were just a really good team, and they had a favorable schedule, don't get me wrong. But, I think the 2023 Georgia team would have beaten the 2007 Kansas team by 30. And so that is what excites me, because if you see that carrying over, especially with some of the players that have been lost to the NFL, that's a game changer. When you can have that kind of line play, that's what the teams that are legitimately competing for a national championship have. And that's why I think that team last year may have been one of the best teams in the country, not just, whatever they wound up being. 10-2? 11-2, right? After the Ohio State thing.
There's two images that stick with me from that game with Kansas. One is Todd Reesing in the sod in his helmet. The other is the size of the leather jacket that Mark Mangina was wearing. This thing would have fit around a beer truck.
It was a tarp, wasn't it?
Oh, it was an enormous leather jacket.
Is he your favorite super overweight football coach?
Sure.
I'm trying to think of another one that's like...
Andy Reid?
Abe Gibron from years ago.
Abe Gibron?
I think he lost some weight, though, didn't he? Andy Reid?
Andy Reid's lost weight, is that what he said?
I thought he lost some weight.
Oh, the coffee has arrived. Look at this. Look at this. Look
Shout
at
out
that.
to Sweet Sweet Guy.
It's got ice in it.
Yeah, it's a cold brew.
There's no Venti Blonde, I guess.
Oh, gosh.
Guys, new promotion for Thursday's Busman Special. One lucky fan will get drawn out to hit 6th in the lineup. Some Swayze possible burner.
Well, I suppose most fans could go over, just like most of the players have lately. Strike out 3 times.
I don't like that it sounds like you don't think they're going to get there.
I'm having my doubts now. Last night kind of was the final straw for me.
Don't give up. You still have friends.
How disappointing would it be to run the table and win your last 18 and not get in?
Oh, sweet mother of mercy.
Yeah.
Don't give up.
I don't see it happening. But I didn't see the 17 game.
No, who could see that happening?
By the way, super random, and I mean, you want to talk about people not caring? This would fall under the category. Beware of the Detroit Tigers. The Detroit Tigers are 3 back of the wild card. The Twins have kind of started to fumble F around, and the American League Central. We knew the National League Central would be butt-ass Central, but the American League Central, everybody in the division, minus the delightful Chicago White Sox, who are 31-113, is in the mix for a playoff spot. I mean, the Royals and Twins are in there. The Guardians lead the division, and the Tigers are 3 back. How about that? Beware the Tigers, Doug. You want to put us a value bet on Boston College to win the ACC and the Tigers to win the World Series.
Well,
Would you like to parlay that? I know you don't want to leave the show, but then you probably would be able to retire if both those things hit.
Well, the Tigers have got one of the best pitchers in Skubal.
Yeah, that's your Cy Young winner.
Yeah, he's a good pitcher.
The Dodgers had as many wins as the White Sox do now on May 20th. To put that in perspective.
Tigers are plus 25,000 to win the World Series. If you want to put 100 on the Cardinals to win, and they win the World Series, you'll receive $65,000.
If the White Sox were to announce in the offseason that we don't think Chicago's the place for us to play anymore based on our attendance and apathy, we're moving to Nashville, would that stun anybody?
Wouldn't stun me, no.
If they could get out of it legally, of course.
Right. What about getting a second?
I think Nashville, and this is kind of coming from a place of some form of knowledge. Now, maybe it's changed. I want to make that clear. I think that they're going to be an expansion city. I think Nashville and Salt Lake, maybe.
Yeah, but maybe you beat them to the punch.
Well, if baseball already has it organized, that's not something that you can go, we're going to go in there. If there's an ownership group and a structure there, which is well, that's what I'm saying. I think that there might be something already in the works. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Great uniform, though.
The Nashville franchise, you like their uniform?
The White Sox.
Oh.
If they are to move, I hope that they keep the look. I think that's a pretty classic look. I'm a big fan.
You call them the Pale Hose?
Yeah, sometimes. I like when Tony La Russa wore that South Side City Connect jersey with his hat to the side.
I like when he ran out of the dugout to argue when he was pushing 80 years old.
Shuffled out
there as fast as he could go. Bless his heart.
Boy, they were mad about when they hired him.
Guys, Chicago has plenty of Sox fans. Their owner sucks. That's from Sniffin' Holes.
I don't know.
A bunch of my friends from Chicago are Sox fans, not Cubs fans. But that doesn't mean it.
How could you be a White Sox fan over a Cub fan?
If you grow up in a certain there's a resentment for the Cubs. Also, it's not like the Cubs were great. It's like up until 2016 they were a laughingstock.
But they've always had so much personality.
They've certainly the more
stadium
prestigious
is a big part
franchise.
of the deal.
Yeah, it's kind of like the I never know how the two team in the same city thing works. Like how you pick your team. Like
I guess
Jets,
you can
Giants.
root for both.
My understanding of the Jets, Giants is the old money and the Manhattan crowds, Giants, and then the Queens. If you were a Mets fan, you were a Jets fan. If you were a Yankees fan, you were a Giants fan. There's certainly some.
Yeah, it's
kind of a obviously it's geographic in Chicago.
Right. Yeah.
The north side and the south side.
I believe I would have it in my heart to root for both.
Yeah, I think there's some of that too.
You don't have to hate one because you like the other.
I don't know how that works.
I don't think there's hatred as much. My uncle's a Giants Mets guy, but he doesn't hate the Jets, nor does he hate the Yankees. He's an Islanders guy too.
Eric in the Central West End says the White Sox have an amazing plan for a new stadium complex. They will never leave Chicago. That's Eric in the Central West End. You played Native American ball with his father. Stephen Wildwood, who's a chairman, says Nashville will have an expansion team in 2029. Bruce Bochy was actually working on it prior to taking the Rangers job. He lives in Nashville, thinking Salt Lake for the other expansion team. Now, Stephen Wildwood and I are on the same page.
Well, that's a ways away. 5 years? That's a long time away.
Takes a while. A lot of red tape. You remember how long it took the Rams to change their uniforms?
Well, it might take a couple of years to build a stadium, a year and a half or so.
I have a Rakestraw Junior jersey for Jackie if he wants to join the Lions bandwagon. That's from Deke Dotem.
I would wear a Rakestraw jersey. I don't mind the Lions uniforms. I don't hate them.
Yeah, that was good.
They're okay.
That light blue is different.
They get a little too into the all gray look.
Don't like that.
But I love Amon-Ra St. Brown. He might be one of my favorite players in the league. Name is outstanding. Awesome player. I like his commercial with George Kittle.
Do you?
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Amon-Ra St. Brown. And his
brother.
brother.
You like to say the name.
Well, I like his brother too, Equanimous St. Brown.
Okay, stop it.
Kurt Grimmer, who called in, posted, for those of you who are on the TMA fan page on Facebook, a picture, and I didn't know if he wanted this posted, so I didn't post it, but he just posted it, of the wedding dance that her two boys got a chance to do with Carrie in the thread that I started this morning before the show. And just an incredible thing. I didn't know when we were DMing yesterday afternoon, he said, this is from the first dance. And I said, I'm sorry, first dance? You mean it's school? And I just didn't follow. And he goes, no, we recorded their wedding dance with their mom so they can play it at their wedding.
It's an unbelievable idea.
I was just like, God. So you can see that picture. It's an incredible picture. And, it speaks to the spirit. Oftentimes, I know Joe Buck, for example, has talked about, you've probably heard him tell this story, Doug. I think it's in his book, too, for those who have read that book. It's a great book. He thought he said his goodbyes to his dad the night before, and he went down to call the Cardinal game. He's like, that's what my dad would want me to do, and he still was alive. And nurses and doctors were like, we can't believe it. They've pulled everything. They thought he would just pass away. And Joe was driving on Highway 40 from Busch Stadium after calling the game, and his dad was at Barnes, and he's like, I just got to go in and see him. I mean, if he's alive, I got to go in and see him. He sees him probably 10:30 at night or so, and says, hey, Dad, you can go. Everything is taken care of. And he said by the time he got down to his car, they called him to say he had passed away. The human spirit, the psychology in those situations, it always, and in Carrie's case, I mean, when you see this picture, you'll be like, this person passed away 3 days later. But Kurt told me right after they took that picture, her health, exponentially declined, and she passed away on Sunday. And I believe that she just wanted to get that accomplished. And then at that moment, once that had been accomplished, she was at peace, and she knew that her boys would always have that. So a tribute to the great Carrie Grimmer. We'll close out the Munganess St. Louis Acura, Munganess Burkhardt, Alton Toyota, 7 o'clock hour. You're listening to The Morning After. It's presented to you by Brown & Crouppen.
KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
When we think of a real estate agent, we think of somebody simply selling our home or finding us a new one. I mean, they're all the same, right?
Okay, here's the comps. We'll take some pics, we'll post them, and I'll get back to you, okay?
A home is life-changing, and your real estate agent should reflect that. Honesty, integrity, and someone who will go above and beyond to make your dreams come true.
The Jeff Lotman Group with Compass Realty. We're different because you're different. We want what you want. Experience the difference today at jefflotman.com, bringing people and properties together.
The Illinois Recovery Center is dedicated to providing precise and authentic care to those seeking help and treatment. Recovery, it's not just a goal, it's a transformative journey. At Illinois Recovery Center, you'll find an unwavering commitment to provide the support, guidance, and personalized care you or your loved one needs to rediscover a life filled with purpose, strength, and lasting renewal. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Hustle and Heart Sports Performance is the one-stop shop for St. Louis area football-specific and athletic training located in O'Fallon, Missouri. Hustle and Heart utilizes the top trainers in St. Louis, led by its owner, 8-year NFL vet Pierre Desir. We have a 40-yard turf field, college-style weight room, red light sauna, and a state-of-the-art recovery room to service all of your athletes' needs. For more info, check out hustleandheartsportsperformance.com or call Dustin at 314-440-8457.
There's nothing more important than the look and feel of your home. So now's the time to make your home your retreat. Replace your tired old windows and doors with Marvin replacement products designed to improve comfort and efficiency. Fisher Window and Door Store, a reputable local company, will guide you through the entire replacement process. Their experts will help you make the right choice for your home, and they'll measure, design, and install your new windows and doors.
Hi, I'm Jim Fisher. Since 1941, the Fisher family has provided you with quality American-made building products, including Marvin Windows and Doors. Come visit one of our showrooms in Brentwood or East Alton, and let us help you increase the value of your home.
Bring that distinct sense of quality to every room with Marvin. Visit Fisher Window and Doors' huge newly remodeled showroom in Brentwood or Fisher Lumber in East Alton, Illinois. Quality and comfort starts at Fisher Window and Door. Online at fisherwindow.com.
Hey you, it's Dr. Pryor. If your mouth's been getting more action from late night pizza than it has from a toothbrush, it's time to come see me. At 100 West Dental, we know how to clean up your act and your smile. Whether it's overdue cleanings, a chipped tooth from a wild weekend, or just getting that fresh, I'm definitely not hungover grin, we got you covered. Look, we know you're not shy, So why shy away from getting your teeth right? Book your free consultation at 100westdental.com and let's give you something to smile about. Because hey, you deserve to be as smooth as Tim's golf swing.
Whether it's pro or college, the app to bet football is Circus Sports Illinois. Circus Sports, it's sports betting the way it should be. Circus Sports Illinois has high betting limits, low holds, and exceptional customer service. Bet on all your favorite teams in every game this season. Spreads, props, futures, or in-game, Circus Sports has it. Fund and bet like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan. I regret not managing my finances better in my 20s and my 30s, and now I see how crucial it is for achieving major life goals. Mark Hannon with Evergreen Wealth Strategies helps everyday people every day with their finances, discussing cash flow, liquidity, investments, insurance, and tax-efficient strategies. No matter your financial planning stage, Mark will boost your confidence and keep you on track. Learn more at evergreenstl.com.
Equitable Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, a broker-dealer and a SEC registered investment advisor. Equitable Financial Advisors and MI. Evergreen Wealth Strategies is not a registered investment advisor and does not provide tax advice.
Stupiracy, the podcast where stupidity meets history and conspiracy. With hosts Scott Rizzuto and Tim McKernan.
This whole thing is stupid.
Check out the latest episode, available now. As Riz and Tim delve into the historical financial bubble known as Tulip Mania. Bless you. Explore how a simple flower bulb caused a massive economic crash in the 17th century Netherlands on the latest Stupiracy Now on Spotify, Apple, or YouTube. Presented by Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Visit evergreenstl.com or call Mark at 314-889-0503. And by Brown & Crouppen, 222-2222 or getbc.com.
Introducing the first ever TMA Banty Brew, a 16-ounce canned wheat ale with orange and coriander and an image of all four TMA boys across the front. The Banty Brew, a refreshing ale made with white wheat, ground coriander, and fresh whole oranges. Head to any Salt and Smoke location today to try the TMA Banty Brew. Must be 21 or older to consume or purchase. See the can at tmastl.com and find a participating location to try it for yourself. Brought to you by Charlottesville Brewery and Winery in St. Genevieve, Show Me Beverages, and Salt and Smoke. Find out more at tmastl.com.
Well, let's put our golf where our mouths are.
Now.
It's the Brown & Crouppen Morning After.
KPN-TFM HD2.
Welcome back to TMA. It's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. This is our Fisher Window and Door Store 8 o'clock hour, getting underway at 8:41. And this hour is brought to you by Fisher Window and Door Store, providing you with quality American-made Marvin windows and doors. Visit their showrooms in Brentwood or East Alton, Illinois, or online at fisherwindow.com. That's FISCHER window.com. Sponsor of the 8 o'clock hour, the 9 o'clock hour, is sponsored by 5P Academy and Hustle and Heart Sports Performance. And we're going to have Dustin Salyers and Pierre Desir from, you know him, Doug, from Lindenwood, played in the NFL. Colts?
I believe so, yeah.
Jackson calls them the Bengals. They sang Walk Like an Egyptian.
You don't still say Bengals.
I hear it all the time when I watch ESPN or any NFL show. They always say Bengals. They say, no one says Bengals.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
It's spelled B-E-N.
I understand, but it's pronounced Bengals.
It isn't.
That's how people say it.
Some people say Washington, D.C. Does that make it right?
Nice.
Doesn't make it wrong.
It does make it wrong.
Do you say they're wrong when they say Louisville?
Yeah.
What about Fayetteville?
Wrong.
Gainesville?
Wrong. Missouri? Wrong.
Which of those three, Fayetteville, Louisville, or Gainesville, would you most like to live in?
Gainesville all day.
Gainesville, Louisville, or what was the other one?
Fayetteville. All three college towns.
I've never really been to Louisville.
It's nice.
I've heard that it is. I guess Gainesville.
Gainesville's really cool.
Then that's the answer.
Okay.
Yeah. North Florida is cool. People sleep on it.
Our audience attacks it.
It's nonsense.
It's the deep south.
Yeah, but it's like hilly, and there's like you can actually get like cool temperatures, different kind of wildlife. It's a lot
Gerbils?
Probably some loose gerbils.
There's not loose gerbils.
The Everglades.
Loose gerbil.
The Everglades.
A gerbil wouldn't last 5 minutes in the Everglades.
Get smoked.
Clip that off.
There's some guy who on TikTok who walks barefoot through the Everglades every night and picks up animals. It's the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, ooh,
he calls alligators swamp puppies, and it really freaks me out.
Ooh, I don't like that.
I see that picture online today. Somebody had a clogged toilet somewhere in Florida. The plumber went in and they found a snake that was like 15 feet long.
Worst nightmare.
Worst nightmare. Sure was a snake.
Yeah, it was a snake.
Could have been a big piece of poo.
Nice.
No, this was a snake.
You can text in with loose gerbil thoughts. 314-881-TMA5. Schaefer Door Company, sponsor of the text inbox. Email in for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email that can anybody beat Kevin Miller in September? I don't know. Win a pair of tickets to Blues and Brews a week from Friday at Anheuser-Busch Brewery. That's the prize for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. The forecast. God bless America, Doug. I mean, what are we doing here? Did we relocate to San Diego?
Feels like it, Timmy.
I had a sweatshirt on yesterday.
I mean, the forecast, minus Friday, doesn't look great.
But we need some rain.
Everything else is incredible. Yeah. Temperatures in the 80s or upper 70s for those of you going to the Fighting Tigers on Saturday. Just phenomenal. Great weather. Get your work in at Family Golf and Learning Center. Family Golf and Learning Center is a premier golfing facility for all abilities and ages, providing a friendly and encouraging practice experience for the individual or the family. They have player development that includes monthly clinics, adult clinics, and learn to play. They have great instructors there, great instructors for private lessons as well. It's Family Golf and Learning Center featuring a double-decker driving range and also a par 3 course. Go out there and I play with my older son. It's a good challenge, too, even for somebody as great as me.
Oh.
Courtney Landrum from the Arch has her little tournament out there.
Oh, they're on?
Yeah. I asked if I could play. She said it's all girls, so I can't play.
No, you couldn't play.
But she has a little tournament she puts together.
Could you identify as a girl and play?
No, I wouldn't do that. I just wanted to play, but they use the par 3 course. They have a little tournament out there.
Yeah, they'll put you to the test out there. It's Family Golf and Learning Center. They make St. Louis better at golf. Learn, practice, play your best golf. Family Golf and Learning Center, familygolfonline.com. Jeff Lotman is online. I'll tell you where. JEFFLOTTMANN.com. Yeah, JEFFLOTTMANN.com. Yeah, he has been doing it in St. Louis now for a couple decades, close to $500 million in sales and real estate in the St. Louis area. He's got connections, so whether you are looking to buy a home or you're looking to sell your home, talk it over with Jeff Lotman at Compass Realty. They have Compass Concierge at Compass Realty. With Compass Concierge, you can take your home buying or selling experience to the next level. Whether you're preparing to sell or want to enhance your new space, Compass Concierge has you covered. No upfront costs. You need fresh paint, new carpet, light renovations, home staging. Compass Concierge has you covered. Unlock exclusive benefits. Get your home market ready without upfront costs. Increase your home's value hassle-free. Ready to elevate your real estate experience? Contact Jeff Lotman today and Compass Concierge at JEFFLOTTMANN.com. Yeah, JEFFLOTTMANN.com. Yeah, Jeff Lotman, Compass Realty. Think about that.
All right,
as it goes through your mind, what are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about all the realty that he performs. See, Jim Edmonds' house is up for sale. I bet he'd like to sell that one.
$9 million.
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking at it? Are we going to get a bidding war?
I'm looking. Nibbling.
What if we pooled our money together?
$9 million, you'd need a down payment of at least $1 million cash.
Oh, I think the right way to buy a house is no down payment.
Right.
And then do an arm loan.
10-day escrow.
Jeez, what would the mortgage be?
Strong.
If you had no down payment on a $9 million house.
Well, we know Edmonds. Maybe he'll just rent it out to us for $2,000 a month.
Yeah.
If we go, $1,500 maybe.
But
if we go no down payment, we can post it on Instagram today, and that's what's important.
What's big enough?
But maybe about 10 people in St. Louis who could buy that.
Yeah. Michael Jordan's going through this. He's been trying to sell that house.
Yeah, and he hasn't lowered the price.
20 years
in Chicago.
People are like, "Well, I don't know if I want to live in that house that's like a shrine to you." I would, but I don't have $15 million.
And you're going to buy the Edmonds house anyway.
I'm sure there's people that can do it. It's just as you get older to where you can maybe afford that, do you really want it? Do you want that much of a house? Fantastic house for someone like Edmonds who's got a bunch of little kids running around. How great would that be? But if it's just the two of you in your 60s or 70s now, do you need 10,000 square foot of home? Do you want it?
If you can afford a house like that, like you probably would want multiple homes in multiple towns, some to that.
Could be.
Maybe you want 2 really nice houses in 2 cities, one in St. Louis, one somewhere else.
Maybe you're entertaining. Maybe you entertain. Have a lot of parties.
A lot of people do, but they still don't want that much house.
Well, I've been to Don Breckenridge's house quite a few times.
You're tight with the moneyed?
No, I was dating his daughter. But the whole family was moved out. It was just him and his wife. They had a huge mansion. Like 8 rooms and 8 bedrooms. But he had parties. They didn't need that big of a house.
Well, I'm sure they all have parties. And if that's been your house for many years, that's one thing. But to try to sell that to someone now who's 60 or 70 years old, probably tough.
Well, I don't think he's trying to sell it to 70-year-olds. He's just trying to sell it.
Right. But I'm saying most of the people that have that kind of money would probably be a little older.
Oh, I don't know. There's a lot of hedge fund people in the city.
There are. There are a lot of hedge fund billionaires in the city.
You don't need to be a billionaire to buy the house.
I bet there's some other professional athletes that might be able to buy that house with young families.
Yeah.
That might be his best bet.
What about us? No down payment.
Mm-hmm. If you're a starting pitcher and you can just go like 8-15 with an ERA of like 5.6, you can buy that house.
Yeah.
Tim, you deserve that house. Thanks, Fuelsy. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe we'll give it to you.
It's got a bowling alley. That's good. You'd like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a gym. It's got a batting cage.
Yeah.
Lovely pool.
Oh, you can imagine what kind of place that'd be to grow up.
I'm dead serious. The closet is the size of my bedroom. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, hey, God bless, made whatever the hell he made, and now he's an owner in some businesses that I think are doing well as well.
Mm-hmm.
But for real, I'm just like, dude, I mean, hey, this is wonderful. But, when the time comes to sell it, there's a limited pool of buyers in particular here, But it is on the market,
well,
Doug.
He was one of the best in the world at what he did, and people that reach those heights make a ton of money.
I'll buy the house for you, Mr. Tim. Thanks. That's Brian Henshin.
That's
wow.
a nice gesture.
Even after the Colts lost?
On a newspaper writer's salary. That's nice. He must have invested wisely. Or maybe he's one of these hedge fund guys that he talks about.
He couldn't afford the pool boy.
Hey, guys, I went to a really fancy house like 45 years ago. See, I belong in this conversation, too. Tim, did you hear? I have fancy friends like you, Tim. Jesus!
Oh.
Some big tough.
I don't believe I brought up Tim's name in that conversation. I was telling Doug why some people at that age would probably still want a house like that. That was my point. Follow.
Big tough follow. Never mind, Tim. I don't think that batting cage can hold your power. You need something bigger. Some fuels.
Something outdoors for sure. You need more of a driving range.
I'd take that. Wonder if I could turn that into a place where I can hit balls.
It would be fun to have your own driving range.
Oh, the simulators. That's what I want.
More feasible. When was the last time you took some hacks in the batting cage?
It's been about 3 years.
Yeah.
I used to go all the time.
Not me. Not for me.
You don't like that?
I'm just a bad hitter.
No. It's because you didn't go.
Yeah, probably need more time in the cage.
It's a chicken and egg argument.
It's true. This was never for me.
How about softball? You play any softball?
Last time I played, I decided to hang up my spikes forever.
Why?
It's awful. I did the thing where you overrun, like you run forward on a fly ball and the ball goes 15 feet over your head.
Oh, shot at my 2019 Cardinal Fantasy Camp experience.
And they got double back and the center fielder has to run all the way over to help you out.
You can't judge a fly ball?
Nope.
Because you didn't play Indian ball.
I never played the outfield. And then I tried hitting the crap out of the softball and it did that thing where it spins really hard 3 feet in front of you and then runs back and the catcher gunned me at first and I was like, all right, that's about it. I got nothing left.
You grounded out to the catcher in slow pitch softball.
Correct.
That hurts.
It's one step above striking out in slow pitch softball, which I think you'd have to just drive home after that.
Mm-hmm.
So
your dad's birthday today?
It is my father's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday to Jeff Burkett. He's a wonderful gentleman. I know you're very close.
Thank you, Tim. Yeah.
Happy birthday to Jeff Burkett.
Happy birthday, Pop.
And a loyal listener of this program, too.
Well, you're listening right now. Happy birthday, Pop. My man.
Did he ever pitch you softball so that you could hit a little?
He's very disappointed in my baseball abilities.
Mm-hmm.
He was a really good baseball player and played softball forever. And
now this.
His son did not. My brother was a very good baseball player. Not me.
You know when I knew my eyesight was going bad?
Different story.
Tim, look at me. I'm going to turn into me, Tim. I'm going to talk too, Tim. I think catching a fly ball is the easiest thing in the world. But there was a time I was playing, and it was a fly ball, and I just kind of nonchalantly went back to it and said, wait a minute, it's not even close to where I'm looking. And the thing was flying over my head, and I realized I can't even see the ball anymore. I can't judge where it's coming down.
What age was this?
Probably 40-ish.
That's when you first started wearing glasses?
That's when I started wearing prescription glasses. I kept wearing like those magnifying things from Walgreens. They just make your eyes worse. Yeah. There's my story.
Well, it was a good one. It was a strong, strong story.
What about this story? Dear Deidre, whenever my girlfriend returns home after an evening out, she tells me about all the lads she's been talking to. You like that, all the lads?
I don't mind it, I guess.
I am 26 and she is 24. We've been together for almost a year, and mostly things are great between us. She also flirts with random guys on social media, sometimes adding them as friends. I've tried talking to her about this because it makes me doubt her, and I really do want to be able to trust her. I know some of her friends who she goes out with, and they can be wild and raucous. I asked her how she would feel if I was talking to other women and then coming home to tell her about it. She just says she knows that's not my style and admits she wouldn't be happy. She says she is only having harmless fun and that it is me who she loves. But I don't understand why it is okay for her to talk to other guys, but not me with other females. Deidre's got counsel on this.
Okay, I hope she does.
She may not see it as flirting, but if your girlfriend can talk to other men, then you should be able to talk to other women. As the saying goes, do unto others as you would have done to you. That certainly applies here. Any communication with other guys should be clearly friendly rather than flirty. Trust is so important for the success of any relationship, and if you're struggling with that, then maybe this relationship isn't for you. Iggy, is this a cuck?
Are they lesbians?
No, there's a guy and a girl.
Well, talking isn't a cuck.
There you go.
I don't know why somebody's upset about one and not the other.
Well, because it's the cucky who wrote into Deidre.
Yeah, there's no
DBA
cuck
Sally Land.
You're overthinking it, honey.
No, don't do the honey thing.
That's a cuck. I think it's the cuckoldry doesn't come from her talking to other guys. It's when he brings up, what if I talk to the girl? She kind of scoffs and it's like, you wouldn't do that. It's
like
making
cuck boys.
Yeah.
Cuck boys.
Yeah.
She's a cuck boy.
She's like calling his bluff. She's like, yeah, why don't you go talk to the girls, cuck?
I think this is a mental cuck.
The mental cuck. Is there
Yeah.
such a thing? I like that.
I don't know how many times I have to repeat this. If there's no sex involved, you can't cuck somebody if there's no sex involved.
But like one would say, like if we're trying this in a this is like a trial, that this would be like the first steps to cuckoldry. Like like this would be
first steps to cuckoldry.
The pre-cuck.
Yeah, we're in pre-cuck status.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's a pre-cuck. They're just talking.
He's in the cuck queue.
Yeah, he's getting ready.
You get frustrated with us because we can't define this, don't you? You look down.
No, I'm just trying to figure out the story, how these two have to write into Deidre because they're talking to people.
They didn't have to write in. No one did write into Deidre. She made the whole thing up.
Nonsense. No, I think you got to have the communication there, but the fact that she's just scoffing at even the thought of him talking to another woman is like that's the cuckoldry in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm off.
No.
Our cuck expert seems to be down on the whole situation.
Well, if two people were flirting outside of a relationship, there is a cuckold victim there, whether they're having sex or not, isn't there?
I agree, Doug.
How about that, Iggy?
No.
Nope, still no.
Don't get frustrated with me.
I'm not frustrated. It's just you can't cuck somebody by looking at them. I mean, any normal guy would be in love with his wife, but if some girl walks by with a short skirt and her butt's hanging out and her boobs are hanging out at a restaurant, he looks.
Yeah, I actually agree with Iggy on this. It never changes.
No,
it never changes.
You look. It's just
Right.
common.
But we're not talking about looking. We're talking about flirting.
Yeah.
A little different. Then it's a little different. It's a little different.
Still not a cock. But it's not right if you're married and you're flirting with somebody.
Well, if you stop looking, then you're pretty much close to dead. Because that's never going to... You would hope that would never go away.
Right. I mean...
Because it just means that you've been reduced to a clump of cells.
You think our listeners are at that point, Doug?
Or you have the guy that gets caught and he goes, "Oh, I just saying how disgusting that is. I mean, who would look like that in a restaurant? Look at you, you're beautiful. Look at that. That's just disgusting." As he tries to cover his ass for looking.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Have you? And you've had them all. Probably did it at Don Breckenridge's mansion.
Ever watch that Meet the Press?
What?
Never mind.
He said enough.
Guys, it 100% depends on his hog size. If he's packing, then she doesn't like the cut of his jib, but is sticking around for the pipe. If he's got a skeeter, then he must have money, and she will act on these impulses. It's just a matter of time. That's from the Horny Banker. Wow, Horny Banker, really. Iggy, what do you think about that analysis? That was thorough.
It didn't make much sense.
Okay.
I mean, we weren't talking ween size.
Well, I think that might factor into it. Like, why is she talking to other guys?
But she won't know the size if she's just talking.
Yeah, she's talking
No, I'm talking about her husband. The cuckold.
She's not happy with
what he's packing. Or she is, and that's the only reason.
But then how did he get her in the relationship in the first place? You see what I'm saying?
Well, I think Horny Banker laid that nice. If he's got a big hog, that was the reason. If he doesn't, he's got the money.
26 and has some cash, tip of the cap. I mean, I know you do, but that's the trust fund, right?
Well, yeah, and HD2 stardom.
Right. And, I mean, 1 hour balloon party. Holy crap.
Yeah, that's the... That's the kicker. You know,
trust
that's what
fund payments, are they monthly, weekly?
That's what buys the rollies. That's what buys the ice.
Some guys are blessed with both.
Think about that, Doug.
It's an embarrassment of riches.
Yeah. I would love to have been a trust fund baby.
Orson Woods Wacko implying that letter came from someone we know. Virgin, where do we send flowers for Kai? So you think that was from Sweet Sweet Kai?
Yeah.
Doubt it, although he is 26.
Would you acknowledge that he's the beta in the relationship?
Certainly financially currently, he's definitely the beta.
He was able to get you a coffee. Not Iggy, though.
With her money.
Yeah, she probably paid. Probably her credit card.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a situation. He just bought an engagement ring. You gotta have some money.
But he got a 29% interest rate at Zales, according to the Wacko.
So we're buying a house, a $9 million house, with no money down.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, it's just smart finance.
Yeah.
I think maybe he just saves his Starbucks cups and then just made his own coffee and put it in there for you.
Fine by me. It tastes pretty good.
Guys, what if his ween is too big? That's a problem Tim and I often run into. Thanks again. That's Brian Henshin. Doug, he is well hung in Indianapolis.
I don't know about that.
Your thoughts are welcome on the size of Henshin's love the morning after at InsideSTL.com for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day coming your way at 9:50. Jackson and I getting our asses ripped from about 10 to 11. Boy, I'll tell you. What do you got today?
You know.
Do I need to activate? You know, I got some emails saved from listeners who will get $50 if today's one of those days. I can go into the email file.
I have some stuff, but maybe I don't know.
You want $50? Email in a balloon party deep dive topic. T McKernan at InsideSTL.com, and the Venmo will come to you quickly. Jackson's been Venmoing me money left and right here lately, so I'm very flush, Doug.
I've been just hemorrhaging.
So what do you have today that'd be so good for a show?
Yeah, let Doug know.
Well, it's a Wide Berth Wednesday.
There you go.
Doug.
Nothing at all.
Just talking ball. We're gonna be doing a lot.
We're gonna be talking ball.
A lot of ball talk.
Okay.
Talking ball both inside the lines and outside the lines.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So you're going deeper than what most people do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll go. Yeah. Right up the middle, outside the middle. Hey diddle diddle.
Yeah,
right
hey diddle diddle.
What you say?
Hey, 100 West Dental. I was out there last week, getting a chance to talk it over with Dr. Brandon Pryor. He was in studio with us this past Friday. And, man, I see what he is talking about with the new technology and the new office space that they have. It's on Manchester, right across from Munganess St. Louis Acura. That is in Ballwood.
This is the deal. A lot of people, I think, put off going to the dentist probably because you don't enjoy doing it. I totally understand that. But 2 reasons to make sure you're checking out 100 West Dental at 100westdental.com. If you don't have dental insurance, it's not a problem. The membership plan aids in the cost of dental work for those who do not have dental insurance. So you got that, number one. And then secondarily, people separate, mistakenly, as Dr. Brandon Pryor notes, dental health from the rest of the body, but they are under the same umbrella. And if you're not taking care of your dental health, it can impact the rest of your body's health. Get it tended to. This isn't something to delay. No phone call is needed to get in. Just check the calendar online at 100 West Dental for availability and book right then and there. Mention my name and you get $1,000 off an Invisalign package at 100 West Dental. If you're on the fence about Invisalign, they have a digital scanner that can show you a simulation of what it'll look like before you even go through with it. 100westdental.com or call 636-585-0100. That's 100westdental.com and Dr. Brandon Pryor. Doug, we have a title sponsor. And they've re-upped, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw that. Yeah, for a year. Tip of the cap. How about that? What?
So happy to have Brown and Crouppen as our title sponsor.
Yeah, we had Terry in yesterday.
Yeah, they really have been great. Terry Crouppen was here yesterday.
Andy.
Wonderful guy. Andy, Ed Herman, all of them just great people. But you know,
look at Jackson.
They're also hard-edged lawyers. These are the guys you want on your side if you got a tough case. If you think you have a potential personal injury case, Brown and Crouppen is a local law firm here to see you. If you forget what Terry Crouppen looked like, look at the YouTube right now. Jackson is holding Terry's face.
How about that?
Right in front of his own. Very nice. Now, that's a lawyer you can count on. Started the company back in 1979. Still in St. Louis, new office down there on the Hill. They know the local scene like nobody else. They know all the other local lawyers, and they know the judges, and they know how the court system works here. These are the guys you want on your side. If you need justice, they can help. Here's how it works. You give them a call. You're saying, well, if I knew the number, maybe I'd call them.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Oh, okay.
314-222-2222, or you just go to brownandcrouppen.com and make sure you let them know you heard about it here on TMA. But you call them, they'll give you a free evaluation of the case. If they do work on a contingency basis, so no upfront cost to you. If you don't get paid, they don't get paid. And they've won now more than $1 billion in compensation for their clients. Started as a small firm and has grown to become one of the largest personal injury firms in the Midwest. They now have more than 250 legal professionals. They've grown because they win for people like you. That's Brown and Crouppen. Again, 314-222-2222. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising. Past results are no guarantee of future results, and every case is different and must be judged on its own accord.
There it is. Brown and Crouppen, title sponsor TMA for about the last year, I guess 11 months, and they just re-upped for another year. So we're very grateful for their support as the title sponsor here of this award-winning radio program. Go online at lowtusa.com if you're feeling sluggish. Well, that's where Mentality can help you out. It's lowtusa.com. Mentality, longtime sponsor here of TMA. And people think that sometimes these symptoms might not be related to low testosterone. They can be. Get tested at Mentality at lowtusa.com, like low energy, weight gain, muscle loss. You're tired all the time. You're feeling anxious, moody, irritable. That's where Mentality can help you out by getting tested. Even if you've tried testosterone before, not everyone understands the blood chemistry in men's bodies. Mentality can help. The normal range for testosterone is large, so if you've been to a doctor and they told you that you were normal without understanding the range or testing your free testosterone, it wasn't fully looked at, come get checked with Mentality at lowtusa.com. That's Mentality at lowtusa.com. Send your emails in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling Email of the Day. Win a pair of tickets to Blues and Brews. That's the prize. Kevin Miller leading with 3 wins so far this month. Pierre Desir and Dustin Salyer is going to be in studio coming up in our 9 o'clock hour, which is presented by their 2 businesses, 5P Academy and Hustle and Heart Sports Performance. I think Pierre Desir has been warned about the texts and the YouTube comments. So if anybody wants to get flirtatious with a former member of the Colts secondary,
he's prepared.
I think he's been briefed.
Okay. Not prepared, but briefed.
Briefed, yeah.
Well, the NFL can be tough. It's not as hard-edged as this place.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that.
He'll have to bring his A game.
So to your 2-part questions for Dustin and or Pierre are welcome, 314-881-TMA5. And then also the YouTube chat, youtube.com/TMASTL, where Friends of the Feather have gathered. 270 are currently in there talking, as John Scores just said, talking balls.
Talking ball.
Talking balls. Good. Nothing wrong with talking balls.
Okay.
Talking ball. And puck.
This just seems kind of generic. Open-ended.
That's why it's a wide berth Wednesday.
See, it's wide berth
Anything
Wednesday.
can happen.
We can close out the Fisher Window and Door Store 8 o'clock hour right here and get ready for the 5P Academy and Hustle and Heart Sports Performance 9 o'clock hour. This is the morning after. It's presented to you by Brown & Crouppen.
Looking for the perfect spot for your next private event? Whether it's a baby shower, bridal shower, birthday party, or business meeting, Rosalita's has you covered. Enjoy the vibrant atmosphere in one of Rosalita's 2 exclusive private rooms with a customized menu that is perfect for your upcoming event. And if you're planning a date night, don't miss the lively mariachi nights every Friday and Saturday. Plus, Rosalita's gift cards make the perfect gift for any occasion. Come celebrate at Rosalita's, where every event is a fiesta. Learn more at rosalitascantina.com.
The choice of a lawyer is important and shouldn't be based on an ad.
If you're seriously hurt in an accident, you'll want all the money you deserve. That's called justice. But there wouldn't be lawyers if justice was easy. No, justice is not easy. It's fought for and it's won. At Brown & Crouppen, we fight for justice every day. If you want some, call 222-2222. Because at Brown & Crouppen, justice is our business.
This is the one.
Honey, I think you're right. This house has everything we've ever dreamed of. A huge master bedroom, an open kitchen, and a backyard with a fire pit and built-in grill.
I can't believe it. Finally, our dream home. It's absolutely perfect for us.
We owe our realtor big time.
No, you don't. We're just doing our job. At the Jeff Lotman Group, helping you find your dream home is our top priority. Bringing people and properties together. Call us at 314-406-8911 or visit us online at jefflotman.com.
The world's largest sports book in Las Vegas is now right at your fingertips here in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I'm a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited about launching our Circus Sports app in Illinois. It's sports betting the way it should be, with high betting limits, tight money line splits, exceptional customer service, and more. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. Start betting like a pro from anywhere in Illinois.
Ready to step your game up to the next level? 5P Academy is the place for any high-level 8 to 18-year-old football player. Based in O'Fallon, Missouri, we have national travel, 7-on-7, and flag football teams with professional coaches. Pre-registration for our 2025 season tryouts in November is open now. Come be a part of the championship-winning 5P family. For more details, email info@5pacademy.com or call Dustin at 314-440-8457.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan. I regret not managing my finances better in my 20s and my 30s, and now I see how crucial it is for achieving major life goals. Mark Hannon with Evergreen Wealth Strategies helps everyday people every day with their finances, discussing cash flow, liquidity, investments, insurance, and tax-efficient strategies. No matter your financial planning stage, Mark will boost your confidence and keep you on track. Learn more at evergreenstl.com.
Equitable Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, a broker-dealer and a SEC registered investment advisor. Equitable Financial Advisors and MI. Evergreen Wealth Strategies is not a registered investment advisor and does not provide tax advice.
If you want a first-class, top-of-the-line, high-quality interior remodeling job, you know who I'm going to suggest. Collier & Thompson. Known for their kitchen and bathroom remodels, Collier & Thompson is where you go when you want your remodeling job done right the first time. Collier & Thompson doesn't just do large remodeling jobs. They do plenty of man caves, bars, offices, pretty much anything inside your home. Check out their 10,000-square-foot showroom next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House on Manchester. Let them bring your dream remodel to reality. CollierandThompson.com.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Want to take on some legends of TMA?
Sound the same to someone who gives a damn about the best fans in baseball! Tired of it!
The show's so great. Will there be a little speaker system out behind the dumpster, so in case you're servicing me, I'll be able to hear my name?
Then nominate yourself to be this month's TMA Listener of the Month. And if you win, you'll get recognition and other stuff. Sometimes all you have to do to win the prize is be a female.
All it takes is one fake girl to just throw this show completely off course.
Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information at TMASTL.com. The TMA Listener of the Month Club, quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. Find out more at TMASTL.com. Another blues season is coming. Get ready for the second annual Blues and Brews event, Friday, September 20th at the Anheuser-Busch Brewery. Get fired up for another blues season at this outdoor street party featuring live music from country music star Matt Stell. And St. Louis's own Charles Glenn Group, plus appearances by blues players and alumni, food trucks, giveaways, and more. Tickets are just $20 and on sale now. Blues and Brews, presented by Bud Light, 92.3 WIL and 101 ESPN. Find out more at TMASTL.com. KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. I'm gay. Now.
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After.
KPN-TFM HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
We're bringing the World Series back.
Yep, here it is, Doug.
Those Cardinal players just know how to act. Yeah. They'll kill those Tigers with the swing of the bat.
Yep, Cardinals and Tigers rematch. Here it comes.
You think
that's going to happen?
It's at.
I guess it could.
It could.
As well as the Cardinals are playing. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Welcome in, friends of the Feather. It is the 9 o'clock hour here on TMA. TMA is presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. And the 9 o'clock hour is presented to you by 5P Academy and Hustle and Heart Sports Performance. And the gentlemen responsible for those two businesses are in studio. Doug, you ought to go on YouTube right now.
Okay.
Because we have Pierre Desir and Dustin Salyers here in studio. Welcome to the program.
Appreciate you.
Doug, I actually thought you were suspended, so I didn't expect you to be here.
Yeah, that's a good point, Dustin.
Yeah. But if you can refrain from hitting on me today, since Pierre's here, we'll get a little uncomfortable.
How about after the show?
After the show is fine. After the show is fine.
All right.
Pierre, what have you been told about this program? Be honest with me.
Dustin sent me a clip, and right off the bat, I was like, oh, yeah, they're coming in with some heat. So Dustin handled himself very well, though.
He did.
He took a couple shots, but he handled himself very well.
The audience can be a little flirtatious with our guests, so just heads up on that.
That's okay. It's similar to a couple fans.
Yeah.
That's okay.
That can go on.
Did you have groupies when you were a fan, when you were a player?
You know what? They came to the hotel. It's I think my first experience, my rookie year, going to the hotel. And you're like, you think you have a little bit more security, but, you have a couple little good-looking ladies out there waiting for you, asking what time's the game. They know what time the game is.
That's why they're there, to find out. They can't just look on their phone.
How did you know we were getting here at 10 a.m.?
Yeah, but you don't know the kickoff time.
Yeah,
and Pierre was drafted to Cleveland with Johnny Manziel, so he got to go through that experience.
I got a lot
is that right?
Yeah, it was a
So you were drafted in 14 then, I guess?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, with Johnny there. I never got any questions about football, just about how's Johnny doing, how's his life doing. So it was always try to make sure that they were trying to get a lot of insight on Johnny. But, I just tried to talk as much ball as I could.
Yeah. So let's talk about what you guys have coming up here, because you got a big weekend with a tournament, or a camp, excuse me. Mm-hmm. Let our audience know what you got going on.
Yeah, so I'm very excited about this opportunity. We with 5P, and we're actually partnered with the women's slam organization, the tackle football organization, the champions. They just won the national champs, and we're bringing girls football, to St. Louis. Put a little bit of light on it, and with this camp, definitely gives that opportunity to bring in some young athletes and just give them the opportunity to have fun this weekend, and also for the future, because now, girls athletes and flag, they're able to get scholarships. And I think that's one of the most important things. So a little bit of fun this weekend, a little bit of football with some slam players, myself, Hustle and Heart, 5P, and this is going to be a great weekend.
Very cool. How can our audience find out more about that?
So the event is 9 to 11 at Francis House Central. So you can sign up in person, show up ahead of time, sign up in person. Or if you want to call ahead, 314-440-8457. or info@5pacademy.com, and we'll get you registered and get you signed up.
Very nice. That's a good way to get involved there. Good call.
You see some pretty good players. Are there some girls that can really fire a football?
Absolutely. I got to work out with the Slam players this past weekend, and their work ethic that they were doing in the drills, with me, and I was trying to keep up with them. So I saw that side, and being around flag football a little bit, and we were in tournaments, and we got to see a couple girls teams play, and they're just as good as the boys. So. It's exciting to see, and I'm excited to get this thing rolling.
I can tell you, if I'm in the gym with Pierre and the Slam players, I am the worst football player there.
Oh, is that right?
100%. Worst athlete, worst football player.
Your two-part questions are welcome at 314-881-TMA5. Schaefer Door Company, sponsor of the text inbox. You're also welcome to call in. Callier and Thompson phone line, 636-9004-TMA. As Pierre Desir and Dustin Salyers in studio with us here. And they are the sponsor of the 9 o'clock hour on TMA, and that is 5P Academy and Hustle and Heart Sports Performance. So you were in Lawrence for Lindenwood, getting a chance to play. That's where you played. Getting a chance to play Kansas a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, that was going to be tough no matter what.
Yes.
What did you see, and what are you able to see as far as like the difference between guys who are playing in the Big 12? They were in the top 25 up until this past week, losing Illinois, and then Lindenwood getting an opportunity to be at that level now.
The difference that I see is the depth that they have.
Yeah.
They'll have multiple players that they can rotate in, and they're all good. Great speed, great size. And that's one thing with, playing at a Division I, AA, Division II is the size difference. So, especially on the line. So I saw that, you got guys that are still going to be able to make plays against them, but it's just they have the numbers and they have the size, and, it can make it a very long game, which it did, but I think Lindenwood came out there and they showed heart and they played very well.
We've seen some major upsets. I guess the most famous one in the 21st century, I guess, would be App State, Michigan, I would suppose. But we saw Northern Illinois and Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So when something like that happens, what has to happen in order for... Because you talk about the size and speed and the depth for those schools versus take your pick of whatever powerhouse.
The guys on the NIU, they played their best ball. They had to. And I think sometimes the other schools, they kind of...
Take it for granted?
Yeah, take it for granted, like, oh, we should be good. This should be an easy game. And on the other side, they're like, we gotta play. This is my shot.
This is the chance of a lifetime.
Yeah, I gotta showcase everything I got. So it happens. It could happen. But like I said, when they got guys that, the backup third string quarterback is a 5-star or something, they could rotate in. So, is this the other side just has to play their best and, just hopefully, stay with them. And, we had the instances last weekend that it worked.
From Notre Dame's perspective, it'd be hard to take a team seriously when you're paying them $4 million to come and play. So it's hard to take that legitimately when you're preparing.
Right.
And then that happens, and that's the result.
I'll feel bad. We paid them so much to beat them, and they took our money.
All right, questions are coming in here, gentlemen. Dustin, you have briefed Pierre on...
I have. He's. I think he's ready to go. I think we'll be all right. I might have to jump in for him.
Doug, you wanted Injun Joe's Cave Ride Magic Man to lead off.
Sure. Yeah, that's.
He says, two-parter. Could you explain the no-run zone rule? My lover, Doug, and I have been trying to spice up our relationship. Does the word threesome interest either one of you fellas? That's from Injun Joe's Cave Ride Magic Man. Doug, I'm just reading what comes into this.
I'm obviously the more attractive of the and athletic of the two.
Yeah, I agree with that,
But
Dustin.
I will pass that on to Pierre. Pierre's about to get married. So
is that right?
He might not, he's got a very short time for this threesome window.
So, I think
you married one of those girls who was looking for the time of kickoff.
No, I didn't. They were just roaming the hallways. Security got them. Security got a handle. Security got a handle on them. Oh man, that's a. What was the question again?
I don't think it matters, honestly.
I don't think it really
I really don't think.
Yeah, man. So I'm getting married in in January, so I'm excited about it.
Nice.
So it's
cool.
Congratulations.
He's going to let me be the ring bearer.
yeah.
Oh, you are going to be the ring bearer.
Absolutely.
Where were your stops throughout your career? Drafted by the Browns?
Drafted by the Browns. I had a couple stops. Drafted by the Browns. I played for the San Diego Chargers, old school. The Seahawks, the Colts, where I spent 3 years there. The Jets during the COVID year, which was an interesting year.
Yeah.
Baltimore and in Tampa.
What player that you got a chance to play with or against, you go, man, that was other level?
You know, I would say going against two instances. Like my rookie year going against Cam Newton and seeing how he's an imposing guy. He's 6'5" plus, just massive. And then he slid when I was coming up for a tackle, and I was like, hey man, you could probably run me over if you really wanted to. So Cam Newton and then Julio Jones, man.
Oh, yeah.
He's that guy's just a freak athlete, and just seeing how he moved, and I got to see it on TV and then seeing it in person. He's just a different player, different athlete.
What about the speed of the game change from going to college to the league?
I think it adjusts, with preparation and getting the practice reps. I have friends and family that tell me that it looks fast out there, but to me, some instances it's in slow motion kind of. But really just having that repetition of practice and everything kind of just got away. It took away from all that extra, you're worried about the speed, you played D2, but I got the practice reps, and when I got in the game, I was prepared, so I didn't really think about it.
Best coach you played for and why?
The best coach, you know what? I like Chuck Pagano.
Yeah, Colts.
He gave me an opportunity to play. Actually, he gave me an opportunity to play the nickel position. I never played it. I just said I could do it, and he's like, hey, was trying to get me into the game, and I just wanted to play. I just got cut, so I'm trying to do everything to get on the field. And he's a very personable person, and then just a good dude outside of the ball. And
that's best coach other than me, right?
Yeah, I didn't get to get coached by Dustin, but if he didn't give me the ball, I would have said something.
He came in here, and I don't appreciate it, Doug.
He was bigger
We're not
then.
going to let him.
Hey.
Thank you.
Tell him how big you were as a freshman.
5'2", 100 pounds. Would you ever cut somebody who's 5'2", 100 pounds? That kind of size?
Not at all.
Thank
you.
you.
I would have used you very well in this short yardage situation.
See?
Short insurance.
I caught that use of that word.
But you do understand when people like Doug criticize you on the football field, you completely get where they're coming from.
I get 100%.
Yeah.
Because we could play if we wanted to.
Right. We just chose to get cut.
Yes. Absolutely.
Let's see. Craziest story of what happened in a dog pile on a loose ball. And also, you're telling me none of those gals made it into somebody's room to answer the game time question. I'm calling BS.
Yeah, Josh Gordon was on that team.
Chairman Stephen.
For the dog pile question, I've seen guys I've visibly been able to see guys poke each other in the eye, trying to get the ball and pulling fingers, trying to snap wrists, snap elbows, and because it's not that long that you're in that pile for, but it's just long enough to something can happen, and you can't see any. Everybody's on top. But no, we had good security. We had good security. So security was good, but there was, they did change the rules a little bit. That you can only have certain members on the floor. So, I have seen some young ladies on the floor that weren't supposed to be there, but we do room checks and stuff. So
the coaches come around and throw them out.
The security does. Security does. So they come in and check on the room. So we have a nightly check, and they come in and check in.
But the girls hide when the security knocks on the door.
They hide behind the curtains, or they hide in the closet, because they don't really. The room check actually, they just go, "Hey, you good? Yeah," and that's it.
Yeah.
So.
That's it. They're not walking through there searching.
Did you ever see anyone who looked like Doug wandering around? On the floor?
Yeah, there's a chance. That's a good question, Dustin.
I see, maybe just his stature, just people walking around trying to get autographs because I know they're about to sell them.
Yeah, see, there you go, Doug.
That's what he says.
This is a point of consternation on the show, gentlemen.
Pierre, would you rather live in Webster Groves or Cottleville? That's from Gary Pinkel's cell phone etiquette.
His high school is in Cottleville.
I was about to say, you got ties.
I gotta be in Cottleville, man. That's where I gotta be.
Let's see. Good morning, gentlemen. Number one, what is the most difficult position in football? Number two, do any quarterbacks? Quarterback right away.
Quarterback can be number two, but you could put a quarterback in situations to help him out. In corner, you either got to take that guy out because they're going to pick on him. Once they figure out what you can do or what you can't do, they're going to pick on you. Quarterback, you can hand the ball off.
Yeah.
Or you could just run the ball. Or you got guys, you can reverse, you can do certain things, but I'm backpedaling, for my life. I got Julio Jones running 4-2 on me. I need some help, and sometimes the safety's not there. So.
And then you got to tackle Derrick Henry still.
Then you got to tackle. Derrick Henry.
What's that experience like?
Man, I played the Titans twice a year, so we got to see what he did, and we just made sure we practiced getting stiff arm. So we had stiff arm drills.
Yeah.
So to not let that happen, because I wasn't trying to be on his highlights.
But as a corner, you get a lot of the blame when the other team scores, and almost none of the credit when you step up and knock one down or make a tackle or something.
You're the last line of defense, really. Mm-hmm. So if a bad play happens, on the D line, they don't really see it, or the linebackers, they don't see it. But if you miss the tackle, they're dancing, they got the band playing. So you gotta have a short-term memory, and you gotta have great confidence when you play out there.
Did you ever get a chance to play in the Dome?
Yes, I played when I was in Cleveland. I think I want to say it was in 2015. So
so you got the final year?
Yeah, I think I had like 95 tickets.
Is that right?
Wow. Yeah.
You could have had 9,500.
Yeah, I could have come out to people. Yeah, I had so many people come out, so it was good to actually get to play there, and got a lot of friends and family to see me play for the first time.
Best building to play in?
Best building?
Assuming it's not the Dome, I guess I should note that.
I would say the best building, because I got to incorporate the fans with this.
Yeah.
I love playing in Seattle and against Seattle.
Yeah.
And then the Arrowhead, actually, when I was with the Colts and we played in the playoffs, and it was just everybody. It was snowing and people were still standing. It was loud.
It's such an incredible football stadium. And
so I think the fans really do play a part. But Seattle back in the day was just one of the loudest stadiums.
Did you ever go up there with the Rams? I was up there a few times. That's a great atmosphere too.
I was there once and they had Ichiro on top of the roof waving. It was going nuts.
Everyone knows Doug's a big Kansas City guy.
I am not.
Yeah,
Kansas
me and
City
Doug
guy.
are Kansas City sports through and through.
Did you get through your career without some injury that's going to dog you your whole life?
Yes. I mean, I had a pec injury. I mean, I got
a peg injury.
A pec. I tore my pec. I tore my pec, and I have like broken fingers and stuff like that, but nothing serious. I got out healthy.
Oh, that's
great.
Yeah,
that's
not
he has
easy
to deal with is me.
Yeah,
is that right?
Dustin texting. He texts a lot.
Is that you're an active texter?
I do.
He's a lot of emails, but it's all part of it. I mean, he has a big busy thing that he got going on coaching.
Yeah, he is a busy man.
Yeah.
You got a nice win on Friday night, right?
We did against St. Pius X. Took their measure, Doug, just for you.
Beat the guys from Festus.
We did. And then we had to go down there for a JV haul.
That's got to be an hour from Cottleville to Festus.
Play on a grass field. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but hey, we got it done. So U City this week, tomorrow against U City.
The Lions.
Yep. Lions versus Lions.
How did you guys get to know each other?
One of the athletes that I was training, he was part of 5P, and his mom was like, "Hey, you should get in with Dustin and talk with them." And it was really just to go out there and just talk to the young man, to just kind of give him some words of wisdom, some inspiration, and then it built to something of a partnership, because I wanted to do 7-on-7 myself. I didn't know where to get started, so kind of just it fell into my lap that it all happened. That just relationship based like that, and just kept with it, and we're trying to go as far as this can take us.
And one more time for our audience, gentlemen, if they want to learn more, where can they go, and what can they?
Email at info@5pacademy.com. You can also go to hustleandheartsportsperformance.com. That's the website for Hustle and Heart. Or call me at 314-440-8457.
There it is, Dustin
Doug,
Salyers.
you can call me also.
Wow!
Yeah,
that seemed like it was
suspended.
Now Dustin's been suspended.
Be here.
You're suspending these sponsors. I just don't know if that's good for business. Dustin, Pierre, thank you so much for coming in.
Absolutely.
Great to talk it over with you. Hope that was relatively painless.
Yes, no, it was awesome.
Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. It's Dustin Salyers and Pierre Desir with us here. And they have the camp coming up this weekend, and they are a 9 o'clock hour sponsor here on TMA. Thanks, guys. Good seeing you. Good to meet you, Pierre.
Thank you.
Dustin Salyers, Pierre Desir.
Behave yourself.
Pierre has suspended you. Pierre has suspended you. Hell, there are a lot of suspensions going around today.
Discipline. Discipline is the thing.
Do you have a former NFL players flirt with you often?
Yes.
Walter Payton.
Walter Payton.
Yeah, Walter Payton and I ballroom danced at the Collinsville Holiday Inn.
That's a pretty awesome story. That you and it's obviously probably weird in the moment, but
very weird at the moment. Mm-hmm.
Well, grabbing someone's belt too.
That was photographers. Yeah, he actually tried to take his belt off in the lobby of this place.
So odd. It was really odd.
And then it hit me. The nickname is Sweetness. I get it now.
Yep,
was he really tall? Was Walter Payton tall?
Not really. I'd probably 5'11" or so, 6 foot maybe.
I see pictures of him, and he seems kind of tall.
God, he could run. You've seen some of the career highlights of his? It didn't matter who hit him. He would usually get the better of it, no matter how big the other guy was. Incredible running.
Speed wasn't his thing, right? It was just
everything. Yeah. He had it all. He's got to be one of the 5 best running backs in history.
Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, Emmitt Smith.
O.J. probably.
Jim Brown.
Yeah, Jim Brown, for sure.
Trunk candidate.
No, not trunk candidate.
What about that game he had against the Jets? Was that 2001?
It was a big game, it was, but that doesn't put him up there with Jim Brown.
I think the days of elite running backs being like the superstars of the league, or maybe
Earl Campbell in there.
Gale Sayers, maybe.
McCaffrey, notwithstanding.
Yeah, look at some YouTube of Gale Sayers. Watch him run.
Oh, and he's talking to Jimmy Kahn?
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Brian song?
Yeah, but I'm talking about the real guy.
Wow, coming after Billy D. Williams.
Yeah, that's Tim's lookalike.
Thank you.
He was a beaker, but still a great player.
Rock chalk.
What about Walter Payton?
We mentioned him.
Dance with you.
Yes, we just told that story.
Jackson threw out 5. I missed one.
Okay.
Hey, elevate your performance with Pure Performance, your one-stop shop for all aftermarket modifications. They're known for their top quality work and outstanding customer service. After over 40 years of outfitting the best-dressed vehicles in St. Louis and St. Charles, you can trust that your prized investment is in great hands at Pure Performance. 25,000 square foot facility housing, the largest showroom in the area where you can find anything and everything you might need to enhance your vehicle. I went out there. If you go out there, ask for Shelby, 3725 Harry S. Truman Boulevard in St. Charles, or go online at pureperformance.com. That's P-U-R Performance.com. Pure Performance at purperformance.com. About 15 minutes away from the Design Air Heating and Cooling. Email today, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. Check out our merch. The hat still missing. Jackson's wearing one of the hats, though. It's the rope cap.
Yeah.
TMSTLshop.com. We have some really good stuff. Tip of the cap to Mike Flanagan. He's done a great job. And Billy Bixon with the hats and the hoodies. And you can look cute for all the boys in the neighborhood with your TMA hats and hoodies and T-shirts.
That one's matted down your hair.
Yeah, it has. You got matted tufts.
When I wear a hat, beanie, ball cap, or otherwise, that cap stays on. It's not like I can just like put the cap down because my hair gets crazy.
Do you watch Monday Night Football at all, Jackson?
Just a little bit.
All the coaches are wearing rope hats now.
Rope hat's a good look, man. It's a great look. It sometimes comes with a shorter brim, and I kind of like that.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, I'm into the rope hat. I was against it, but it's a good look.
Why would you be against it?
I don't remember why I was. I just didn't remember not liking it, and then I've come around big time on it.
Not a lot of people take a stance against the rope hat.
Yeah, that's true.
It's true.
It's got to be a tight rope, though. A lot of people have that like loose rope that's hanging there. That needs to be tight on there.
They gave us a great rope hat at the Ascension Pro-Am Jackson's raving about.
Yeah, that was a great rope.
I don't know if I talked about this on the show. If I did, please go ahead and slap me around. Didn't get a good night's sleep. We had a choice of getting goods. Did we talk about you picking underwear?
I talked about it on Balloon Party, not here.
So, Doug, we were able to get goods. They have all these, not all these, but like maybe 10 different companies set up shop for the Pro-Am. And I was able to get
a simulator, not a simulator, but like a launch monitor, right?
Yeah.
Rapsodo. St. Louis-based business.
Yeah.
By the way, I've heard them advertise on No Laying Up, the podcast, golf podcast that I listen to. And I walk out of there, and the thing is, it's not inexpensive. So to be able to get that and set up and, make sure that my drives are carrying 300 yards.
Oh, for heaven's sake. You're like one of these celebrities that go to those things and just like pick out watches and stuff?
Well, I am a celebrity. I'm a huge name.
Mike.
Surprised you would even bring that up.
Yeah, that was strange.
Slip of the tongue.
I've been taken aback. So I'm getting a launch monitor. Couldn't be more excited for me, and my sons seem to enjoy playing at an early age as well. And I said to Jackson, what'd you get? And he was talking about how there were drivers available. And I go, did you get a driver? And he said, no. Jackson, why don't you tell Doug what you got?
What'd you get?
I got a bunch of stuff, but the big thing that I was really excited about was I got this fresh pair of really great underwear.
You got to be kidding me.
Like 6-inch boxer briefs. This company.
You trow over a driver?
Or a simulator.
Yeah, so like there's
not a simulator launch monitor.
Yeah, there was like this. It's really good underwear.
That's the action of a soy boy.
You've called me that a couple times recently, and I might come across this day.
Well, someone who
don't care how old you are.
You only got to pick one thing?
No.
I was going to say, because you took the underwear of everything else?
It was like I leave there with stuff like extra points, like you get a certain amount of points, and that's how much, based on how much stuff costs. It was either walk out of there with extra points or take the underwear as well. But I was most excited about the underwear.
Are you wearing
Very
them now?
excited.
No, but I woke up the next morning and put them on, and Tim was giving me guff about it.
I was giving him guff.
You were there with him when he woke up.
I was.
Yeah.
You
picked him
on
up
Thursdays.
I did. Hey, this underwear look good on you.
Yeah,
What
on
makes
Thursdays he sleeps over.
What makes it so special?
It's just really nice.
Well, that's
it's got like a silk
drop seat,
like the area where where your balls would rest.
Oh.
It's like a silk insert. Nestles them real nice. But I woke up the next morning, put them on, and I felt so vindicated. Like I felt so good about my choice.
Much rather have the underwear than the launch monitor with
you're
a
the
driver.
data guy. I don't really, like I just, I'm a meat and potatoes guy. I just, if I'm in the fairway.
What was the driver, if you don't mind me
Whistling
asking? Kind of like an off-brand?
Tailor-made.
Oh, really?
No, it was like I don't know. It was brand new. It was super, super nice.
Yeah, but everyone knows I use a 440cc head. I don't like the 460cc heads, and they were all 460, so I wasn't going to play with it.
Silly boy.
I like a little bit of smaller, more compact driver head, and they were.
Really, this one wasn't good enough for you.
I have a driver, and I like my driver. We're coming up with 8 years with this driver.
What in the hell? Is that true?
Technology's
What are you
changed.
doing?
8 years. I love this driver. It's done right by me. If I didn't snap my Cleveland Classic circa 2014, I'd still be using my Cleveland Classic.
Would you?
Yeah, it had the brown head. It was beautiful.
I got to tell you that I haven't hit it, but Guy was telling me about it. He's got I think it's the Callaway. Is it the
AI Smoke?
AI Smoke.
Yeah.
That it remembers where you hit the ball. A lot of some people hit it dab in the middle. Some people hit it little bit off the sweet spot. It remembers where you hit the ball, so it automatically, when you swing, I don't know how it works, but the driver knows where you hit the ball, so it will continue to hit from that spot. It's really weird.
What if you hit it in a really bad spot on the driver? You don't want it to continually
I don't know
put it on the bad spot.
I don't know how it works.
If you just don't think about it too much, though, it all makes sense.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess it would.
You could use that for every one of my statements.
Yeah, I've seen that. It seems to me like some. Was it marketing?
Thank you.
Like I don't necessarily,
Yeah, it could be. Some people. Well, we got 12 sweet spots. You hit it on the end of the club. That's a sweet spot. It can't be. I don't know. I hit my ball 220, so.
I don't know that you do.
Well, you saw it, Doug.
Well, I saw you hit a ball up in the air in a hurricane force wind. That's what I saw.
Well,
that's what I witnessed.
More than 220, didn't it?
I saw you hit several, nowhere close to 220.
Yeah, I hit one ball less than 200 yards, and that was a snap hook.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else was about 205, 210, 215.
I don't know.
That was a long time ago, Doug.
With Cletus.
I'm gaslighting you.
I do remember Cletus standing in the middle of the driving range.
shagging balls.
Mm-hmm.
I will have to say, when we have two guests in and I step out, I turn YouTube on because I want to know when the guests leave and then come back up. And I look at the YouTube chat. God, there's some people in there.
Uh-oh, what's going on?
What have they
See
done?
what's doing.
I don't know. I just see some of the comments bitching about my yellow outfit, and I wasn't even in the studio then. They're still complaining about it.
They're not crazy about the banana yellow?
I don't know. I like the look. It's bright.
I thought to myself, this would look good on Doug.
But somebody did ask a question. I'll answer it real quick. Somebody asked the question, because I did mention the other day, we were running out of time, and I mentioned something about I'm on this peanut kick. And somebody said, I'm waiting for Iggy to finish the peanut story. It's not really a story. It's just that...
You'd like to finish it now.
It seems like it. It does seem
guy
like
Ruin me.
the guy asked the question. But it's just, I bought 2 bags. I don't like the planters that are already peeled. You know, you just eat them. I like to crack them. So
that there's peanut dust and shells all over the place?
No, I have a paper plate that I put them in. But I buy 2 bags of the big Cardinal peanuts. They're great peanuts. And I can't stop eating them. I mean, I'll sit in front of the TV when I get home and I'll sit there on the couch with a paper plate and I just eat peanuts. And then when I walk into the kitchen, because I have them in a bowl in the kitchen, I just walk by, go in the kitchen, get a glass of water or something, I ate a peanut. I just grab a peanut and crack it in the trash can and I eat it. I'm constantly eating peanuts now. I don't know what's going on.
And that's the end
God,
of the story?
I'm tired of this story.
That's the end of it, though.
Yeah, this is the end of it. That's
You're
the peanut story.
Eating a lot of
but
peanuts.
I've never done that before. That I'm just, every day I mean, it could be 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I walk in, crack a peanut. I'm just constantly eating peanuts now. They're good for you, but still, I don't know. I don't know how I got on this peanut kick.
What the hell are you talking about?
Peanuts. There's the peanut story. It's no big deal. It's just...
Good story.
I'm eating a lot of peanuts lately.
Why do you guys let him get away with this? That's some sweet Kai who didn't bring Iggy a coffee.
It's a good opportunity for some drops.
Somebody asked a question in YouTube. I answered it. There you go.
And the question was, do you eat peanuts?
No, the question was, is Iggy ever going to tell that peanut story? So I said...
We're sitting here again talking about the same thing.
No, it's not the same thing. I've never mentioned the peanut story.
Whoever the guy is who asked for the end of the peanut story should drink bleach. Oh, Doug, I just spit.
How many peanuts are you eating over the course of a day? How many peanuts are you consuming?
Maybe 30.
30 peanuts.
Something like that. I don't count them, but it's quite a bit.
Yeah.
I got to go to Schnucks today. I'm out of peanuts.
Email, library, a sponsor, anything. Thanks, Mayor Don. Sure, I'll give you a library. Doug, who's the sponsor of your mittens? The Mitten Kitten.
Oh, yeah. EDF Group. Okay, I'll put the mittens on. Okay.
Yeah, EDF. You're exactly right.
Yeah.
That's who it is.
Yeah.
Roasted peanuts.
Yep. Do you want to support the EDF Group as a sponsor of TMA? It's real simple. Do you have a fire extinguisher where you work? The answer is yes. You certainly do. So please email the EDF Group at fire@theedfgroup.com so a technician can come out and explain to your team how the EDF Group can save your company money. Again, that email address is fire@theedfgroup.com. The EDF Group is high and will prevent your facility from having high fires. Experience the EDF Group difference. Learn more at the edfgroup.com.
I could have used these yesterday. I tried to barbecue a little bit of some chicken strips in the barbecue pit, and suddenly I had flames shooting 2 feet high in the barbecue pit.
What was going on?
I have no idea. I guess it was burning stuff at the bottom of the pit. It hadn't been cleaned
Using
lately.
charcoal?
No,
Well, there's your
propane.
issue. There's your issue.
I had to get the garden hose to put it out. I couldn't put the fire out.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something leaking. Maybe the skin was getting grease into the...
It must have. I had it on a metal plate.
Why don't you use charcoal?
Because I don't want to. I want to use propane. I don't want to work that hard.
Might as well just cook it on your stove.
But I don't. It tastes fine this way.
Sure.
I'm just complaining about the fire. Had it been any closer to the house would have burned down.
There it is. See, Jackson, even the barn off.
Charcoal, this wouldn't be an issue.
It could be.
Oh,
you have charcoal
come on.
fires also.
Charcoal briquettes start fires.
Too much work. I want to just do it. I want to just turn it on and there we go.
It happens to everybody. I cooked a ribeye the other night and there were a little bit of flames coming up and I used propane.
Just be using charcoal.
I had more than just a little bit of flames.
Did it almost
I had the
singe your
Chicago
eyebrows?
fire in my backyard.
You concerned about eyebrow singeing?
Yeah, I was.
Could have taken off that new layer of hair.
I'll tell you what I was concerned about because I've done this in the past. Melting the vinyl siding on the back of my house.
Oh,
That's happened before?
That's Hoosier. Yeah, it did. Happened once before, right when I moved in. I got the barbecue pit too close to the back of the house, and it melted some of the vinyl siding.
Do you leave your lid open sometimes?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Squirrels will get in there and poop, and that's like a accelerator.
No, I don't leave it open overnight. No.
It's like an
extra flavor.
I open it up to look at the food in there, but I don't leave it open overnight for fear of squirrel poop.
That's an accelerator, so that would make a fire.
I don't think that was the problem here. But I literally had to get the garden hose, and it was attached to the sprinkler that was running, so I had the sprinkler putting out this flame. And that's my little story. It's not as good as the peanut story, but that's just what happened. And when I had these mittens on, it made me think that I was happy to have oven mittens with me yesterday.
Always have a spray bottle, just in case you get a little flame, just spray it.
Well, this was more than a little flame.
Well, it probably was a little flame at one point, and then it got big because you weren't looking at it.
Doug, barbecue guy now activated.
Okay.
That's your favorite guy?
I know everything, yeah. Guy who cooks once a month is suddenly an expert on all things cooking.
Get a damn pellet grill, Doug.
Sure.
Easy use, great flavor.
Whatever I have, that's the only way to go.
Propane, taste the meat, not the heat. Charcoal is garbage. That's from the 618. Who recycles charcoal? That's from the 314. That isn't a barbecue, old man. Use charcoal. I agree with Pale.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you got an outdoor stove. That's what you got.
Barbecue elitist.
I'm
fine with that. That's all I want.
And that's fine. But your eyebrows might be the cost.
It just
suck it, Doug.
Hey, stop it, ball game.
It does taste good, the charcoal flavor, but it takes too long. If you just want to
15 minutes.
You just want to put a ribeye on. You turn the grill on and you throw the ribeye on. Charcoal, you got to let it burn down, get
15
white.
minutes. Yeah. 15 minutes.
Yeah,
tops.
well, I'll already be sitting down eating a steak before that thing is hot. With my grill,
too much
steak
work.
them.
Too much work.
You light the charcoals. You go grab yourself a cold one, a little TMA Banty brew that you can get sold and smoked.
Oh, wash it down.
A little 16-ounce. You get about halfway down with that. The coals are ready. You throw your meat on it. Tastes better. You don't have to worry about that stuff. The grill is cheaper. It just seems like the right move.
I like it when Doug uses a piece of damp charcoal and draws circles around my nerps. That's from Brian Henshin, who saw Anthony Richardson's performance coming up just short against C.J. Stroud.
Can't do that with propane.
Jim Thomas would write into other shows in other markets about charcoal nipple drawings.
You'd have got him fired.
Yeah, all the time.
That's a funny thought, though. Jim Thomas emailing him.
I think he just retired.
Did he really?
I think so.
He did. Hey, a couple of years ago.
Oh, has it been that long ago?
Yeah.
I remember Bob Bragg writing into the John Sloan show.
Is that right? Yeah. Talking about drawing charcoal nips?
Hey, John, why don't you show us your ween?
Yeah, he was a good sport, that Bob Bragg.
John, I'd like to take your behind.
Cut that off. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Oh, Kevin Miller is having a huge month of September.
Somebody doesn't have the email music up, and that's my phone.
I like that song.
Bow.
A mirror is a polished or smooth surface, as of glass, that forms images by reflection. And you put Tim's show today in front of one, you would see perfection. This email is about the first time I saw a man smoke another man's sausage.
Oh.
Merrimack Community College, 1983. It just didn't make any sense to me. I've got a 145 IQ, and my buddy Butchie is getting a better grade than me in logic. Then I found out why. Coach Ringkamp had just turned 40, so he had an eye appointment. So Professor Phillips was subbing in wrestling class. When it came time for the Indian leg wrestling session, Butchie and Professor Phillips paired off in the corner. They must have forgotten where they were because they acted like they were in their own little world. All of a sudden, Butchie switched the dynamics in their bodies where they were face to face with each other as one-eyed spitting cobras.
Oh, gosh.
They immediately started enjoying the horizontal refreshments in their own version of the Tunger games.
Oh.
And then it got messy. Butchie finally let loose, spilling his bull barf all over Professor Phillips' mutton chops. That's from Megan. Oh, a girl again.
Okay, Megan.
She has a middle name of him, and then the last name is Cum.
Oh.
What kind of name is that?
Spin that one on.
Megan Coombe is her name.
Is there
Megan
you
Coombe.
say there was a class called Logic? There was a logic class?
Yeah, it was like philosophy.
Okay.
I was in the 4th grade, and I could not see the chalkboard. That's when I knew I needed glasses. Fascinating. Steve, on Cardinal Way.
Steve, 1 Cardinal Way.
I'm on a peanut kick. Someone asked me to finish the story. Well, it's not really a story, but here goes. I like planters, but not the peeled ones. So I buy a bag of Schnucks brand peanuts. What's that? No, I can't afford planters. Anyways, I like to crack them. I just sit there and eat them. Constantly eating peanuts. It could be 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Just constantly eating peanuts. Yum, yum, yum. I don't know how I got on this peanut kick. Eating a lot of peanuts lately. That's it. That's the story. Thanks. And Ann Young again. Okay. Number 1 Asian intern, Brian Henson.
Brian Henson.
Just repeated what I said.
No.
It was a nice story.
Morning, boys. A few weeks back after our fantasy draft, I took my side piece Kevin to Ryan's Steakhouse for a nice cattleman's cut and some soft serve ice cream.
I like that.
We were a little gassed up from all the cocktails at the draft. Then continued to throw down some Busch beers at dinner. When we got back to my house, we were so worked up from our A-plus draft grades that Kevin asked if we should celebrate in the shower. We started to make out, and he washed me, and I washed him, and then moved into my bedroom. Long story short, when I had Kevin on all fours and tickled his mud ring with my midnight rider, some beef brine dropped down all over my wife's Vera Wang comforter. I took the comforter to be dry cleaned, but she has been asking about it, and obviously I would like to avoid an awkward conversation. So I was wondering if Iggy has seen any on sale lately or knows where to find one at a decent price. Thanks, boys. Grimy from South County.
Sure. Grimy from South County.
Guys, I did not know Carrie, but I was lucky enough to meet her at the year-end awards. What a special person. What a special spirit. I'm so sorry to hear about her passing. Carrie has taught us to be bold in the face of adversity. She has given us an example of true courage and positivity. She has provided a glimmer of hope in a dark world. Carrie has taught us to be thankful for what we have because nothing is guaranteed in this life. The only reason I got to meet her was because of this dumbass show. See, even though Doug is the biggest Royals fan in St. Louis, you guys aren't all that bad. Thank you for honoring her this morning, and thank you for the tightened community you jabronis have created where we can all have each other's backs when times get tough. It's from the JV golf coach.
JV golf coach.
Morning, the wife and I were looking for replays of Cocktails and Conversations in St. Louis's Most Beautiful People last night on the TMA. Now, that's what I call lazy and repetitive uploading all day app. That's what our app is called?
DBA.
Gosh, what a fun time. You know, that special time in history where passion projects were forced down your throats and we all had to pretend that we couldn't see you rolling your eyes through the airwaves when talking about them. Anyways, instead of those crappy shows, we stumbled upon a 27-minute segment where Tim, the cat, and Doug all respectfully had to pass on private jets, VIP customer service, craft services, and expensive seats by tagging along with Biff's buddy, Mr. Fong, or whatever the hell name he has. Though funny on its own, I think the best part was when the hood ornament on Tim's TMA clown car chimed in to say he was the first person invited, and none of them, not Tim, Kat, or Doug, would have gotten invited at all had he not rejected his first right of refusal. Jakey, big mistakey. Tim then interjects, I wasn't really going to bring this up, but since myth truths are being said, and since you brought it up, Biff said you said my wife wouldn't let me go to the baseball game, so don't bother asking me. Respectfully, I'd like for you to not speak on behalf of my wife. I passed on the game before he texted you because it's my son's birthday party this weekend. I asked that he not tell you that you had already invited me. Silence. More silence. Even silent, more silence. And then he just kind of started talking about wanting Mr. Fong to create a job for him where he shows up to pharmacies across the country to ask them if they cleaned up their desks. That's from Frisco Wentworth, advocate for immigrants of Ohio not eating household animals.
Frisco
a lot there.
Wentworth?
I didn't follow most of that.
God.
What was any of that about?
I don't know.
I thought it was about me, but he said my wife wouldn't let me go. I'm not married.
Yeah.
Were you married?
No.
That was tough. Started out strong.
Let's see. Have I gotten everybody here, I think?
Swope today?
He's in there.
He's in there. I'm making sure I've gotten everybody. Chairman, I think I've gotten everybody. All right. Sadie Hawkins, Doug, the Cardinals were shut out by the Reds, who were giving no quarter and asking none. That's okay, because with so few people in the ballpark, it's pretty easy to sweep all those strikeouts with runners in scoring position under the rug and focus on the kids swimming in the Mississippi River. Someone named Boner McShoe is reporting that another listener who took his name from our former board op school teacher who got busted for transporting cocaine had a hole-in-one and can confirm the lesbian story without providing any tangible evidence that we can use later. While Iggy thinks Boner is a burner,
A pair of New York radio toughs argued about the legitimacy of a question about New York Giants fans booing. Jim Edmonds has put his house on the market for $9 million, but I think the lead is that Iggy, once upon a time, visited the house of a hotel magnate who's been dead for 20 years. So, yeah, I guess we're not going to follow up with the security video showing who stole Tim's hat. Over at TMA subreddit, MoistTeach3544 thinks it's obvious that Iggy took the hat. Meanwhile, Beefy Nerps took the opportunity to air a grievance from when he tried to shake Iggy's gorilla-skinned hand outside of Hot Shots in Webster Groves, only to be big-time by Iggy, who scolded him. Can't you see I'm smoking here? Jesus. To be fair, this might have been the night Strode had to fill in for Foot Fetish Friday, and he was probably nervous. Anyway, I'm going to reach out to Sveta and Rokas and see if they can get to the bottom of this hat caper. Squirting isn't pee. Talking isn't a cuck. Fight me. That's from Buck Swope.
Oh, Buck Swope.
That's what we have for the
With a
design
nice
here.
email this
I've
morning.
never refused to shake somebody's hand.
Prod Joe once refused to shake your hand.
How about that?
Yeah, but I didn't.
Well, how are you going to respond to Beefy Nerps?
I've never been outside of a TMA and said, I'm smoking, leave me alone.
That'd be a power move.
So you're going to sue Beefy Nerps?
I don't know who that is. Swope's the one who brought it up. I'll sue him.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to sue Buck.
Sounds like you're so happy.
Better get Sveta and Rokas ready.
Discovery,
I'm bringing Brown and Kruger.
Thorough discovery.
Doug, some wonderful options for the design, air, heating, and cooling email today.
That's not true. There aren't a lot of great options. But I thought the funniest and most well-written was Megan Coombe, the leadoff hitter.
Yeah, what was Cocktails and Conversations? Was that lady?
It was Wentworth.
Lady brought the dog in?
No, he's asking what the show was. Yeah, that did. I never saw it, but I heard about it.
Yeah, I think that was...
There were a lot of things going on.
Lady came in and told me to watch her dog while I did the show, and I let it run around, and she started yelling at me. I said, I'm not a babysitter.
I had forgotten all about Cocktails and Conversations until I read that email, but I think it would take place on Friday, and I think it was like 4 ladies would come in and drink wine in the studio, and like...
Yeah.
Is that legal? Can you be on the air drinking?
I think it was in the podcast studio.
And she brought her dog in and said, here, watch my dog. I said, what? I started barking, and I was doing some editing. I just let it run around the thing, and she came out. The dog was
Maybe that's why there was a dog bowl in our bathroom.
That was
on the credenza.
So I said, I'm not your dog watcher, honey. On this day when we lost a good friend, and I'm going to go with JV Golf Coach.
JV Golf Coach with what was a beautiful, beautiful sentiment. But I think Carrie would be proud of me for taking Kevin Miller and the work of Megan Coombe?
Megan Coombe.
Congratulations. Kevin Miller now has a 3-goal lead.
Gosh.
I didn't know about it. You ever run into this guy at Merrimack? The guy that he had the one-eyed cobra spit?
I did not. I didn't see any cobras the whole time I was there.
He had another good one at the end. Ball food, something like that.
Ball barf.
Ball barf.
Yeah. It's hot. That is hot. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Jackson and I are going to go down the hallway. Listen, it's fine. It's fine. I appreciate your concern. Mm-hmm. We've been doing it now for 33 months, I guess. So they're not going to be happy. Jackson's got the Wide Berth Wednesday. It's going to be fine. It's balloon party.
Ball.
We're going to talk ball. Wide Berth Wednesday. Time for us to shut it down for Jackson Bennett Burkett, Chairman Curt, Kenneth Iggy Strode, my brother Kevin, Douglas Elvin Vaughn, and Tim McKernan. This has been The Morning After, presented to you by Brian Kruger.
Stupiracy, the podcast where stupidity meets history and conspiracy. With hosts Scott Rizzuto and Tim McKernan.
This whole thing is stupid.